What's happened, you savages? It's Tuesday, the 25th of March. That's it. It's a beautiful day to be alive. There's the church, New Testament. Let's get this party started, gentlemen. What's happening, beautiful people? Uncle Joey here. It's March the 25th. Yes. Listen, I want to talk to you about something. Summertime is coming. You know what that means. It's time to head down to Pound Town. Da, 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 da. You need to be able to get that thing up there. And that's where Uncle Joey comes in. Blue Chew makes sure you're ready whenever the mood arises, whether you're on the beach, under the tunnel, wherever you're at, you're ready to go. Sign up at bluechew.com. Meet with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you get approved, forget about it. Your prescription will be there in days. Blue Chew works. They're serious. They come in little pouches. You put one in your wallet, and when you're ready for war, bam, there you are. Anyway, no more wishing, no more praying for your little fucking dick to work. Those days are over with. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at bluechew.com. It's summertime. These women got tons of options. Tons of options. So you better show up with a cape, a helmet, and a box of Blue Chew. Now, this is what I'm going to do for the nice people. You can get Blue Chew for free for 1 month. That's right. You can try it on your own. After you try it for 1 month, you're going to go, Joey, where have you been all my life? It's that easy. First month, Blue Chew for free when you press in promo code Joey, Joey. Again, Joey, Joey. Just pay $5 for shipping. That's promo code Joey. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And I want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the show and for helping young men sling some dick in 2025. You know what I'm saying? It's the summertime. 4th of July is coming. I love you guys.
Welcome back to church!
Yo, we're back like a hemorrhoid. What's going on, guys? It's a beautiful week. It's going to be tremendous. We got a guest today, a sensational guest. His name is Myron. That's it. Straight all right? You ever see that Bullets Over Broadway? When the guy would call fucking Chaz Palmer, it's just Cheech. But Mr. Cheech, it's just Cheech. That's how it's going to be tonight. This is Myron, a dear friend, family, and as usual, our Jewish friend, Mr. fucking Lee Syed over there.
Definitely not family.
What's up, my brother?
Good to see you, dude.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was great. I had a good weekend in Boston, did a bunch of shows.
That's what I heard.
They went awesome.
They called me from the bar. They said it was a nightmare.
Oh, the bar was...
what
the
the
late
fuck were you
show
thinking?
Saturday got canceled, so I went and did just a bar in Dorchester. And
sometimes
there's
go
no
home
Jews
and
in
hug
Dorchester.
mom. Sometimes you just got to go home and hug mom. You know what I'm
I
saying?
like it. It was fun. It's so funny. You just yell into the abyss.
You're a fucking trip. You know that?
Doing it. How was your weekend?
My weekend was peaceful. It's tough not having fucking teeth. You know, the bridge broke. You're gonna get a fucking steak. You're there chewing like a fucking, you know, it's a nightmare. You know, they can't even put them in till June or some shit.
Till June?
Yeah, because they have to dig it out and remove 2 teeth that are still good, 2 teeth that go to waste, like fucking waste. And they want like 15 grand a fucking tooth. And the insurance, they pay for like the towels and anesthesia and like a cleaning. What else? Without these teeth, how am I going to fucking survive? But anyway, what are you going to fucking do? You know, we live, we get stronger, and we get better, you bad motherfuckers. And don't forget, Friday, you can't eat meat. Lent, you know what I'm saying? Remember that. Whether you're eating that monkey, whatever you want to eat, you got to give it a pass. Nothing. Fucking, you got to sit there with the white cape on and look up at the sky and wait for Jesus to touch you. All right, that's enough of the fucking religious moment. What's going on, my brother?
Well, not much.
Great to have you here.
Thank you, brother.
The reason why I wanted to bring you in is because you had an occupation that was one of my favorite occupations of all time, which is being a police officer. You know, I wanted to be an attorney, and then I got 4 years, and that dream went out the window. You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't gonna
Sometimes your dreams just go down the shitter. So it's always been fascinating to me, like from a regular North Bergen cop to a Hudson County cop to an FBI agent, and then the DEA, And I became in love with all this shit, believe it or not, when I watched the first year of Narcos.
Okay. Yeah,
I just didn't know that they were saying when the DEA started,
Right.
it was in D.C., it was a little office over a strip club that nobody even knew they fucking existed.
Right.
And they went from, just like we did,
Right.
they went from a big bus with a pound of weed with some sandals, some hippie dude, maybe he had some speed, and then they started getting kilos of coke, and then the machine guns came out, and it was so fucking surreal for them. Like, I don't watch all the bullshit stories. I'll just read. I'll just buy a book at Barnes and Nobles, and I'll just read about that whole thing. Even though you came on in 90, the shitstorm was in full fucking blast. You had the fucking New York mobsters going off. You had New Jersey mobsters going off. You had tons of drugs coming into this fucking area by the shitload. And then that's when, not really, there was still a couple Quaaludes around. I don't know what.
Yeah, I never did a Quaalude case.
Nah, you didn't need to do a Quaalude.
We did ecstasy, though. We did a lot of ecstasy.
You're in the DEA.
Drug Enforcement Administration, yes, sir.
So you were telling me you went to Fairleigh Dickinson. Run with it.
So I was in Fairleigh Dickinson. First off, I went to Woodbridge High School, so I'm a New Jersey guy. I graduated, Woodbridge High back in '83. I played basketball, and I ended up playing basketball at Fairleigh Dickinson. After a year, I said to myself, because we had to be there like a lengthy time during winter and everything, I says it wasn't for me, and I just stuck to my studies. And I was a finance major, believe it or not, and I ended up doing, what I'm about to talk about. So I went from being a finance major to basically being a law enforcement guy. I graduated in 1987 from Fairleigh Dickinson, and then shortly thereafter, I made my way to the DEA. That was, the process started, I believe, in 1990. They had a hiring freeze. So I had to wait actually started in '88, excuse me, let me set that back. I ended up getting hired in '90. There was a hiring freeze for 2 years, so I had to wait. In between then, I worked in a prison, a local, a county jail, so, yeah.
What kind of education was that in the county?
I mean, it was, I tell you what, once they lock the doors and you're in there with 150 guys and, you don't have any weapons, you don't have any clubs. And to be honest with you, maybe the guy you're working with, you have two guys in a pod, he might be like 5'6", maybe 130 pounds. And, I was pretty in shape, but, you had a lot of people in there. So you had to be on your P's and Q's. You had to, watch your back, because there was a lot of fighting going on, a lot of people getting shanked. I remember one little story, and I'll tell it quickly. This white dude came in, and off to the side, I said to him, "Watch your sneakers, because someone's going to take them." Lo and behold, about 3 hours later, I hear, "Oh, boom, boom, boom!" I go upstairs. One of the guys from the pod took a those mop ringers, and busted him over the head. And I tell you, it was the worst sight. Then when I saw that, I was like, "Holy shit." You know what I mean? I really got to watch, because there was brains on tile. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but the guy was bleeding very badly. And I was like, holy shit, man.
They took his sneakers?
Excuse me?
They took his sneakers?
Yeah, they took his sneakers. They took his underwear. Yeah. But, that was my first major incident. And that happened quick. So that woke me up.
Why did you go from a finance
Yeah.
I would go to a finance major to avoid doing shit like that. And then why did you switch?
You know what? I mean, I always loved numbers. I mean, to be honest with you, growing up when I was a little kid, my mom used to play blackjack with me, poker, and I was always good in math and stuff. So I said, maybe I'll be like an investment banker. Maybe I'll be an accountant. So as it ended up, as I get out of school, I actually did pretty well in school. I graduated top 10% of my class. To make a long story short again, I got a job here in Hackensack at United Jersey Bank, which then became Summit Bank, which then became Bank of America. But I lasted like 1 year, because, I mean, the people I was hanging with, when I went to work,
right?
I mean, it's got to be fun, too. You know what I mean? You just can't go to work and like crunch numbers because you go insane.
Yeah,
So-
banks aren't that fun.
No. I mean, it's nice when you get a lollipop when you're young and you smile. If you put your $5 in the kettle.
When you saw the brains on the wall, did you at all think about going back to the bank or?
I thought about doing anything else but where I was, man. Especially because I had nothing on me. You only have your mouth and like your mouth and like just your instincts. But I did from working inside the jail, you develop a lot of instincts because you can't use anything else but like your brain.
They don't give you anything?
They don't give you a walkie-talkie. You can hit the panic button. But by the time I hit the panic button, it take about maybe 5 minutes before anybody to come in, so you're on your own.
Why don't they give you a stick? Not anything?
Because they're afraid that if they gave you any kind of weapon, that somebody would use that against you. And back in the day when I was there, and I'll tell you, it was Middlesex County. I still have, I think, 1 or 2 people still working there. I mean, there was always a lot of people in that jail. So, like, when you came into that particular location, they would put you in D-Pod. And no shit, I think it would probably house like 40 people. But what ended up happening was we had to get all mats to put on the ground because there was so many people breaking the law back then, even now too. But I think they don't allow all those people in a particular pod. But there was like 160 people with 2 officers, like checking them, So like if something went wrong, to be honest with you,
You're fucked.
I mean, you're fucked. But I used to play games in there with them. They loved me. They called me Robo because I would have like talent competitions. No shit. So what I would do is I'd give them the fucking mic, you know what I mean, the PA and shit. And some of the brothers would sing, some other people would dance, and some other people would do like some comedy and shit. And whoever did the best, you know what I mean, we'd actually like vote on it, And I would give them 2 cheeseburgers from the grill. Because I brought it in, you know what I mean, from the kitchen staff. So that was cool. It kind of gave you a little respect where they knew that, at least I was taking care of them.
Fuck.
But then again, they probably, do whatever they needed to do with me, if they needed to. So,
I always loved stand-up.
yeah.
But where it came to life was when I got locked up,
Yeah.
And you just brought up a memory, like one of the nights they showed the worst movies. It was in the cafeteria. And they showed the worst. PT 109, like those old, and this is 1988.
Yeah.
And they're showing these black and white movies. But every night, every time that a movie night, the projector broke.
Oh.
There were those old projectors,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
old porno projectors. And it would break. And I don't know what happened. I think now in my mind, I see the guard. He was a chubby dude.
Yeah.
A little tanned. He wasn't Spanish. He was something else. And he came over to me and he goes, "You love talking shit in the kitchen. Why don't you get up on stage? Why don't you get up on the table?"
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know. And then I heard some of the black guys saying, "Get him up there. Get him up there."
How old were you, about?
I was 25 years old.
Yeah, see, I was there in 88 too. That's when I started.
No,
for
but that
those
was
2
in
years.
Colorado.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's a little different than
I was
Jersey.
in a complete different fucking
got you.
state. But it always stuck with me. Like, in fact, I was just talking to somebody about the confidence I got doing whatever I was doing on Wednesday nights. It was like 3 months of it.
Right.
And I was doing everything then. I was a Jamaican.
Yeah.
I was the attorney.
Right.
I was the fucking house attorney. So if you got into a beef, I went to see the little judge with you, and we cut a deal. You got to do laundry for 8 weeks. You can't eat bread, shit like that. And then I took over pretty much the entertainment.
Yeah. That's a good thing. Yeah.
We would go in, but it's really weird that I didn't forget. I knew I always did stand-up in there.
Right.
But till you said that you were the guy that did the talent contest, I was like, Jesus Christ, God bless people like you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. That's definite. I mean, because you get bored in there too. Because what's in there? You had like a little TV, like you said. They would do that movie night, and then chow time would come up, and everybody would go nuts because they want their Slim Jims, they want their Reese's, you know what I mean? And then the meds, all of a sudden you hear meds up. Everybody would run. Everybody was on fucking meds, So
Sure.
it's just the way it was. And yeah,
Like
I learned a
Tuesdays
lot.
and Thursday, you get commissary.
Yeah, and it came in a
people
little
go
brown
nuts.
bag. Yeah.
You take a shower and shit. You get ready for that motherfucker.
But that was problem. That was problem, like too, because then people would be fucking heisting people's shit. Give me your bag. Now I got to go over there and most of the time I just turn the other way and let them handle it, because most of the times what would happen, to be honest with you, they wouldn't fight because they were scared. Some of them would, though, and you knew which ones to stay away from.
I think in lower capacity, like I got 4 years, and I was in Boulder.
Yeah.
And right away they told me when I went in, they go, we got overcrowding.
Yeah.
You're getting shipped to Texas or Oklahoma. And I'm like, what? And they're like, sit tight, we'll let you know. Then 3 days later, they came and got me.
Yeah.
And I go, where the fuck am I going? They go, you're going to Summit County Jail.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, Summit County? This ain't in Jersey.
I was thinking Jersey, yeah.
This is Colorado. This is a fucking ski resort.
Oh, shit.
And all of a sudden, I'm in a ski resort, and they're like, I go, where's my prison uniform? They're like, wear what the fuck you want. And it was maybe 20 people, 20 of us, but it was like 20 of us. And there were like maybe 4 guards. And I thought I was locked up. I was going to I was waiting to go to a state prison. Yeah. And like the first night, the guy comes to me and he goes, Diaz, what do you want? I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, what do you want? I go, commissary? He goes, fuck commissary. We go to Safeway. They would go to Safeway.
There you go. You had it good.
Oh, my God. And they had cable TV, carpeting. Yeah. We played handball outside with whatever clothes you had. But I met an interesting dude in there that had a great story, and I read his paperwork. This motherfucker got in trouble. He got caught with 2 kilos of coke. He sold it to the FBI. Forget what his name was, New York City guy. He got in trouble, he got pinched, and part of his deal was to buy 2 kilos with these 2 undercover cops inside. Are you ready for what this motherfucker did? He got a house that he knew was already vacant. He set it up inside with a light. He went in and he dug like a little path, and he came on. He took the money, the 2 kilos of coke, and he came back to New York for like 8 years.
I mean, the guy that they wanted to...
The feds couldn't find him. They had the whole neighborhood staked out. This motherfucker slipped right through him.
It was the FBI, though, right?
It was the FBI.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been the DEA.
No, they let him slip right through. He was there because they caught him 8 years later. And now he was looking at like 28 fucking years.
Oh, no.
Tremendous. This was a great program they ran up there. Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's all right. That's funny because it reminds me of something quick that I'm going to just talk about. And I won't really mention an office, but we have like 19, 20 offices. But there was an office that locked up 2 guys. And let's say this is about maybe like 12, 14 years ago. So what ended up happening was there was a big marathon that most of the agents, and there wasn't many agents in this particular group, that they went to this marathon after they locked the guy up, and they thought somebody was still with the guy taking care of him. So it was a Friday, you know what I mean? So this guy is in one of our lockups, you know, our cell blocks, because what happens is we have a holding tank, and then we'll take you, like if it was Eastern District or Southern District, we'd take you to Brooklyn or Manhattan. But this guy, for some fucking reason, they forgot that he was there. So this guy stayed in the fucking holding tank, no shit, for 3 days. And nobody was there, so he didn't eat anything, but he was drinking from the toilet bowl. So thank God that, you know, we have a toilet bowl in there. But I tell you what, I mean, a lot of you're laughing all and stuff. The guy, I think, come away with like $6 million because there was a massive lawsuit. And this is legit, you know, this is what happened.
How do you forget about somebody?
That's what we all said. But again, I won't mention the office, and it's my own people, but it did happen.
$6 million for fucking toilet water?
Yeah, I would do that too.
I'd do that too. By
Yeah,
the
I'd eat
fucking
my
barrel.
own. I might eat my own shit for
I'd
that.
bathe, yeah. Absolutely. I use it as skin cleanser.
Yeah.
Right? It might even hit. People wash themselves with their own feces. It's a hit. You know, Gloria Stefan is doing it.
How long did it take him to start drinking from the toilet?
I mean, I think the guy was a little high too. From you know,
Oh, fuck yeah, you
that
gotta
when they
be
brought
high.
him in, you know, yeah, it was a couple of kilos they got him with, but I think it was like the next day because I think he was still like yelling for people and like, you know, like nobody came. You know, he's banging from what he says on the toilet bowl is like metal, so he's banging on it. You know what I mean? Nobody's coming. They're all at a marathon. You know, they're going like in Vegas.
Right.
So, you know, I'm talking about a division that's close to Vegas, but, you know, sometimes shit happens, man, you know?
So what were your 3 first years in the DEA about?
Oh, Jesus, my first day, I mean, it was amazing. I mean, I came in full of piss and vinegar. I had a nice suit on. So they said, you're going to group D22, you know? So I says, okay. So I go, I meet the guys. They're all laughing at me because I got a suit on. You know, I go, well, you know, it's the first day. He goes, take the suit off, you know? I go, okay, we're going out tonight. So I go, what are we going to do? What are we going to do, you know? And there's like 10 guys, 12 guys to a group. You know, everybody has their own car. You have your own desk. We're going to the Washington Heights, okay, where the Dominicans are. So I go, let's go, you know. So I go in the car with my senior partner, and I'm riding shotgun. He's talking to me, and we got a deal going with, we have 2 of our informants, and they're meeting with some Dominicans, and we got like transmitters going, and everything's, you know, we're watching everything. All of a sudden, the hit signal goes, you know, get out, we got to go get him, you know. So now I get out of the car with my partner, and I was in good shape because I just came to the academy, so I was one of the first ones there, and I got one of the guys that went in the bodega on the ground. Everybody else started scattering because, again, you're in the Heights. They think you're coming for everybody. You know, no shit, there was kilos coming out of the window. You know what I mean? Money and shit. And I'm in a bodega, and we're looking for 2 other guys that escaped. So I left a guy with one of our other guys, and 3 of us or 4 of us went off looking in the streets for these guys. We were going to apartments, and no shit, one of my partner, he was carrying a machine gun, and he goes, take the machine gun. And I go, what do you mean? I never was even trained on a machine gun. Even in the academy, we only shot it a couple of times. So I just threw this motherfucker on my back. And I remember when I was running, it was hitting me in the head. I was like, oh, Jesus, I had like lumps on my head. But we ended up not getting the rest of the guys. But the moral of the story, I mean, it was a fun first day. And the thing I vividly remember, so now you make the arrest, right? You go back to the office. Now they're having the new guy process them and do all that bullshit, you know, taking pictures. Now I got to stay all night with the guy. You know what I mean? And then in the morning, I got to take the guy to arraignment. So it was a long day. I think, honestly, I probably slept like 20 hours after that, you know, to get my energy back. But it was fun. And I was like, wow, this is where I want to be. You know, this is fun. I mean, you know, it's not the bank. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
It was far cry from the bank. So
what you're telling me is when you rob a bank, it's the best day of their lives.
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
get some action in there.
Yeah, you got to have that. I love
They
action.
see the manager get bitch slapped. Papa, give me the safe.
Yeah. Oh.
Why does the DEA go and not the cops? Like, why are you brought in? Are they just bigger people?
I mean, it really depends on, like, you work, like, for instance, in New York. I was always in New York. I had to do a tour in D.C. When you're in New York, there's about 20 groups here, and each group specializes in possibly something. Okay. So, like, and then you make your own cases. You know, so like, you make cases based on informants. If you don't have informants, you're not going to make cases. But we did make cases, and I'll get to that later, in Brooklyn without informants, and that was difficult. But I mean, once you get your horses, your informants, they're just setting up deals, and you could do deals basically every night. I mean, you know, you really don't want to because then you're in jail. Excuse me, you're not in jail. You're in court all week long, and you got to do other things. So, I mean, it's not like we're doing bigger cases. We are. But, you know, we got to remember one thing, too, that the DEA has a lot of money. Okay. So in order to make buys, like what I'll get into later on, like if you're with NYPD, the most you're going to do a buy for is like $400 or $500. Where I was like giving like 40,000 to people.
Jesus.
You know, and letting it walk and doing it 2 or 3 times. So, I mean... You know.
How hard is it to convince someone to be an informant? Because I think I'd flip immediately. I don't think you have to ask that hard.
No disrespect. I think you'd probably flip in 2 seconds. Man.
I would offer it immediately. But some people they act like they're not going to do it. Was it hard to flip people?
Not really, because let's just take for instance, like in the Heights. When we worked the Heights, right?
Right.
We would do crack cases. Okay. So there was mandatory sentencing federal guidelines where if we got them with 50 grams of crack, you're definitely doing 10 years. That's a long tour. You know what I mean? So right. The Dominicans, to be honest with you, because they didn't speak much English back then, they didn't really know what the fuck was going on. So you'd bring them back to cell blocks, they wouldn't talk, right? And they wouldn't talk, and they just you know what I mean? And I just say, you know, my group would say, let's just take them down, we're tired. 3-4 days later, they'd be crying. You know, now all of a sudden they're speaking fucking English. You know what I mean? To the attorneys. Hey, can you get me out of here? You know what I mean? Right. I go, well, your time might be lost because, like, people know you're in jail now. But to be honest with you, I was always a decent guy when people, you know, cooperated because I feel people make mistakes. You know what I mean? And if you make a mistake, you know what I mean? Instead of doing 10 years, perhaps, with the judge's approval and some letters written to attorneys and stuff, maybe they'll do like 5 or 6, or sometimes maybe it'll do like 0, like, depending on what the circumstances are. So.
And can you stop being an informant, or are you just an informant forever now?
We let you know when you stop.
Well,
No,
like,
I mean,
When you get shot in the head,
No, I mean, and you know what?
they come to the funeral. Your son was a great informant.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. He did a great job,
He did a great job. He was.
But you know what? Yeah, I mean, some people, to be honest with you, I had people that just came in that just wanted to be an informant because, let's just say you were doing a money case, okay? Meaning like, you're looking for like $1 million. You're looking to do a reverse on somebody. Instead of buying cocaine, you're saying you have cocaine or you have heroin, right? If somebody shows up, let's just say with 200,000 and stuff, okay, and we come and we lock you up, federally, I mean, it's a conspiracy. You're still going to get hit for, what you were negotiating for. But what ends up happening is we collect the money. Now, if the informant was not a defendant informant, we would put him in for 25% of that cut. So, for instance, I would cut a check, not me personally, but it would come from headquarters. Maybe 6 months later, that person might get like 60, 70,000. And let's just say you're doing $1 million. Let's say you're doing. I had informants that made more money than probably my whole group. And you know what? It was like, we'd be like, motherfucker, maybe I should just stop and become an informant, because here I am not making peanuts, but these guys are making real money, so.
I didn't know they got paid like that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, you can put them in for 25%. And like I said, some guys would just walk in and say, hey, I know somebody who's got money, and you take it from there, and we're not going to turn them down. So, it was fun. I tell you what, it was a blast, man. I wish I was back there. I mean, still doing it, but I tell you, the commute for me, and I'm talking about silly shit now, but the commute was horrible because I live down south, you know what I mean? So every day you'd have to make that trek down. And, sometimes, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, you're looking like the fucking Holland Tunnel is jammed up. And I'm like saying to myself, what are they doing, waxing the fucking tiles again? It's like you never got home, It was hard, especially if you had kids, so.
Now, before you started making buys and all that stuff, do they actually train you?
You really can't train someone to make a buy. I mean, we had like undercover classes, which is silly, over at the academy. Most of the people, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not trying to tap myself on the back or whatever, but for a white guy, I did a lot undercover, and I enjoyed it because I don't mind getting in front of people and talking if I don't know them. If I do know them, I don't give a shit if I make a fool out of myself, and a lot of people ask me to do undercover for their cases. So I did a lot, you know what I mean? And that was fun. That was the best part of the job for me, doing the undercover. I frankly didn't like doing surveillance because, you'd have to sit on somebody for 10 hours. You might not see shit. Maybe hear a dog barking in the place, or maybe the guy finally leaves his house, but he goes to Burger King and goes back. But you need the surveillance. You know what I mean? You gotta keep eyes on these guys to see, what they're doing, who they're meeting with. And a lot of these guys are night owls. So, a lot of times you got to stay there a long time. You just don't leave. You know what I mean? You got to leave when the boss says go. And if you had a good boss, sometimes he let you go a little early, but,
Tough to have a marriage with that job.
It was rough. I gave my wife, obviously, Denise, a lot of credit because we had 2 sons and, they were in school and she had to do everything. And, by the time I got home, I tell you, she had, food on the table, even if I came home late. So, and then the kids would be in bed. So I missed a lot of the kids, different things that they were doing with sports or with school functions, their friends. I missed all that. And that's horrible, so.
It's just crazy because for years, as George knows, I'm a Miami Vice fan.
Yeah.
Like so was everybody else my age at the time. And I remember like guys going to buy 10 kilos and not doing a line of coke.
Yeah.
Like just looking at it with a tube and give him the money. And the guy would leave. I'm like, bitch, I got to see you do something. Like that's always been my thing. Like,
yeah.
And then I got locked up and it's a federal case.
Okay.
So they arrested me for like 3 hours and they put me in a federal bin in Boulder. But I was in there with some dude who I'd never seen before. He was dressed like he was going to a Michael Jackson party. This motherfucker had like a tuxedo on. Yeah. The tuxedo was loose. like Elvis, what not Elvis, but like Tom Jones.
Yeah.
He would let the tuxedo top
What's
on.
new, pussycat?
Fucking guy was beautiful, sharp hair, moosed up. You know, you could tell he had done coke for like 4 days. And we started talking, and you know, I go, "What happened?" And he's like, "Dog, this is the wildest thing." And we just started talking. And he said that he went on a trip with a girl and another couple. And on the way back, that guy was a fucking undercover Fed.
Mm-hmm.
But he goes, he was doing coke with me, line for line. And I'm like,
Nah, the guy was bullshitting, man.
but then you watch a movie like Rush.
Yeah.
And I know you've seen
Yeah,
that one,
yeah.
right?
I try not to watch too much, but I tell you what, I enjoyed Narcos and stuff like that. Because,
No, not Narcos.
Yeah,
The other movie with
yeah.
The guitar player, the crazy piano player.
Yeah.
He dated Cher, George. He was the piano player in that band that does the Allman Brothers. Did you ever
Okay.
see that movie?
I probably did, but it's not coming to me right now. You know,
It's a movie
probably,
about he's like a kingpin somewhere. But the moral of the story is Jason Patrick, Jackie Gleason's grandson,
Mm-hmm.
and a pretty girl from Fast Times.
Oh,
They
yeah.
become undercover agents, but their boss is Sam, whatever his name is, and he just tells them, you got to get high with these people. And these guys go off the fucking deep end, and then they go to a rehab. By the time they go to court, they look like, you know, Johnny Verrucci, and there's no blood test, they piss positive, they shave their hair. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, have you heard of this shit, or is this just jailhouse bullshit?
Nah, I mean, like he says, it is probably a story, but like when I was doing my things or anybody does their things, if you're dealing with like legit businessmen, because you might be thinking about maybe some mutts on the street, you know what I mean, some kids or but you know, with the DEA, most of the times what we were dealing with normally, I mean, you'd have to start low sometimes. You're talking, these are businessmen, Colombians, you know what I mean, Mexicans now, right? Whether it be the Italians. So I mean, these guys ain't really doing this shit. So like when I was posing and doing some of my things and stuff, I mean, nobody would even ask me that. And I met some pretty top heavy people. And you know what? I would just be like, if they asked me, I'd be like, get the fuck, I don't do that shit. You know what I mean? I just make money off it. I mean, you know, that's just poison, you know? So, you know, could be stories. I know, you know, with the DEA, I mean, that doesn't go down at all. But, again, it depends on who you're working. Like, you know, I would never go, although I have done this. I mean, you're not supposed to go in people's houses and stuff like that, or in apartments or nightclubs and shit. I've done that on a lot of
You
occasions.
gotta go to a nightclub.
Yeah, but they don't want you going in because then surveillance doesn't see you. I mean, I have a story. I don't even want to. I have so
Okay.
many
I mean,
friggin' stories.
I mean, like on the way home,
Yeah.
there's a club, you know, where people hang out.
Yeah.
And on the way home, before you go home, you stop and then get a drink, see what's going on in your neighborhood. I thought it was like that.
No, I'm talking about like if I'm going even to go make a buy and shit. I mean, it was times that, you know, I would go, and be honest with you, I have a drink or two before I go in and make a buy. And, you know, I'll tell you, I'll give you one quick story. I don't know how it's going to come out. My memory's a little shot, but one of the guys from DEA was working this guy. He was a Russian guy. He was a big motherfucker, about 6'5", 300. And I didn't know him from Adam, nor did the DEA agent that had the case. But apparently he killed a cop in Queens, you know. So they're like, hey, Myron, you know, I'm like, what? Hey, you think you could try to meet this guy? I'm like, do you know him? Do you have an informant? No. You have a phone number? I got a phone number. So I end up calling the guy, you know what I mean? Just out of random, just say, fuck it, let me try it. I forgot the guy's name. I believe it might have been Steve or whatever, but he was a Russian kid. He didn't speak full English. And I'm like, I call up, I go, hey man, I know you from somebody, from somewhere. And you know what I mean? I know you're over at it was the Limelight with Pete Gation and stuff. Because to be honest with you, our office was right across the street, so we would watch it a lot. And he ended up wanting to meet me based on, you know, I don't know what the fuck I said, but we ended up meeting. But again, to make a long story short, he wanted to meet in an area, maybe it was about 6 blocks away. And I got there early with my surveillance team. And I says, man, I'm here early. I'm by myself. And I'm like, you know, I'm a little nervous too, because he's a big guy. He might have killed this cop. And it was a big story back in the day. The cop in Queens they come up to the car and they pull the trigger and they put one in his head. And so I got there early and I'm like, fuck, man, I'm looking around for a bar or something, you know? So I see one and I go, I go over to the bar. Now, everyone's watching me. I didn't give a shit, my surveillance. I go to try to get in the door. The guy goes, "You can't come in here." I go, "What do you mean?" I said, "I want to get a fucking drink." He goes, "You're not allowed in here." I'm shaking my head, and I go, "Why?" I'm looking around, though, and I'm seeing something a little peculiar, you know what I mean? Because there was nothing but guys in there, So what ended up happening was, now the guy calls me and says, "Are you here?" I go, "Yeah, I'm here." He goes, "Where are you?" I go, "Well, I'm by this bar." I go, "But I can't get in." He goes, "I'm inside the bar." I go, "Really?" He goes, "Try to come in now." So I go back, they let me in. It was a gay place, you know what I mean? With all guys in there. I mean, it was crazy shit going on. I can't even recall because I was like a little nervous to meet this guy, and he was big. He met me at the door. He went to everybody, but there was guys on the bar, like, shaking, and everyone's drinking shots. They're all dancing, bumping with each other. All of a sudden, he goes, "Come on downstairs." Now, there's all marble going down these stairs, and I'm going to myself, "Motherfucker, Myron." I'm saying to myself, "You're by yourself, man." I go, "I gotta go. I'm fucking ready in here, So I follow him down there, and I stop at the end of the stairs. Now, he goes in a urinal, you know what I mean? And this guy is huge. I don't know how he got the fuck in there, because he got to squeeze in there. It was like Superman. And he's in there. Now I'm a little nervous, and I don't normally get nervous like that. He opens the door, and he goes, "Come on in." Now, we're in a gay joint, and I'm not trying to pick on it, but I'm thinking, what's this guy going to do? Is he going to do something to me in there, whatever? I'm just thinking crazy thoughts, So I go in there, and he goes, "You got the money?" I go, "Yeah, you got the money." He goes, "The stuff's underneath the toilet." I look at him, and I go, "I'm not fucking bending down to get that shit." I go, "Go get that shit and give it to me like a fucking man," you know what I mean? But he was nervous too. I was nervous. We ended up doing the deal, is the moral of the story, you know what I mean? When I came back out and I went back to the office, everybody was pissed at me because I went inside, but I did the job. But again, those are the kind of things you don't want to do, because a couple of our other agents, like namely, and I'll mention one that I had a case, was Everett Hatcher. I don't know if you all remember Everett Hatcher from Staten Island. Gus Faraci was going bananas there in Staten Island. There was a movie made about it. Actually, Tony Danza played Gus Faraci, and he was out of control, and he killed our guy, Everett Hatcher was doing undercover, and something happened. I don't want to get into it, but the guys lost him, and he ended up getting killed. And basically what happened after that, which was obviously very sad to see somebody, getting taken out like that, and that somebody could actually do something like that over drugs. But I guess Faraci was just nuts, you know what I mean? So what ended up happening for like a good 6 months after that, we rode them, all the guys, the Italian guys, every fucking family, broke down their games, did everything until somebody, came up with where this guy's at, Faraci. I don't know if you saw the movie. I mean,
There was
Tony Danza played him. I think it was Tony Danza. He plays all those movies. He was in another one of ours, that Mob Over Miami was another movie that was made about that Chris Ludwigson kid who was dating Madonna.
Yeah.
But he had issues that nobody knew. He opened up a club in Lauderdale. It was a Club Liquids. I mean, it was one of the biggest clubs.
Monday night.
Boy,
Black Cat, Pussycat.
Yeah.
On Monday night. I went there once. They gave me a cock ring. On a Monday night, I went there.
There you go.
With some people from the Improv. I was in shock. I didn't even know what a cock ring was. I ain't going to lie to nobody here. I was like 40 years old. I had no idea. That's how deep they took it. Let me tell you how hot the club was. On Monday nights, it was very tough to get a plane ticket out of Newark or LaGuardia to go to Miami. That's how hot it was.
I mean, now even today, that's hot. I mean, Miami's hotter than Vegas. I mean, it's unbelievable. But that's a whole nother story.
Where is Chris Ludwig now? Let's get to it. Last I heard, he had a pizza place 2 miles from me.
He might. I mean, like I said,
he opened up 2 restaurants in L.A. again. Yeah. And let me tell you who else he dated. That if everybody forgot about.
I know who. I know Sofia Vergara.
Vergara.
Yeah, but who was also in that mix was Sandra Bernhardt. They were all, that was, back in the day, obviously Madonna was the shit, And this kid, I think, you know what? And the reason I know this, because what ended up happening was we did a lot of cases, and sometimes when you do too many of them, you give cases away. I had given that particular case away to another guy who worked it, but I still was involved with it. But he was like 23, 24 years old. He was running Miami. I mean, and he had a lot of people behind him, you know what I mean, that were mob guys. But he was a tough kid. You know what I mean? He was hurting people in his clubs. You know what I mean? If they disrespected him, and he did get a lot of respect there until what ended up happening was his history came back on him. You know, and that was he did a push-in job in Staten Island with this other
PK?
kid. What's that?
What's the kid's name he did it with?
Well,
'Cause one of those just got out.
I better tell you, I'm gonna give up names. There was one kid. I remember, there was actually all three of them were there. I think Paciello. Then he changed his name to Ludwigson because I guess he broke off from his father. I mean, he was with another kid by the name of Reynolds.
PK Reynolds or something.
It was Tommy Reynolds, and then there was somebody else. Again, I had
The
dropped
guy
that kid.
just got out of jail maybe a month ago.
But they did, a decent amount of time. And I tell you, it was horrible what these kids did. I mean, they knocked on the door because in Staten Island because they thought there was like, I think 300,000 in a fucking cereal box, whatever it may be. And the lady come to the door and her husband was behind her. And the kid Reynolds just come, boom, and shot her. Jesus, man. And so that's what came back to him, where, he would have been gold there in Miami, but he had to do his time. And I think he ended up doing 16 years maybe, or I'm not actually sure, you know what I mean? Because I didn't follow it. Again, you can't quote me on some of these things, even some of the names sometimes because it's been a little while. But, yeah.
Did anything like that happen when you were undercover? Like anyone pull a gun, anything like, and what do you do in that situation?
Well, thank God nobody ever pulled a gun, like I said, because I never would have a gun on me. Because when I worked a lot of these mob guys, and I worked some older guys from the French Connection day, and that's when I was getting giving $40,000 and letting it pass. I let it walk 3 times. That's how much the bosses loved this case because we got involved with some good people. But when I started meeting these guys, and I'll mention, and this guy he did more time in Connecticut, and I think he just got out again. After we locked him up, he got out. He just likes to be in jail, I guess. I guess he likes the commissary, you know what I mean, the Slim Jims and shit. But, I was meeting a guy by the name of Frankie Catino, and he was an old fucking guy. And I would meet him at a place called La Maganette over in the city, which was on like 53rd and 2nd Avenue. And I tell you, that was a fun case because... I'm kind of losing myself here because this case initially was handed to us through an informant from Jersey, actually, and I'll say he's dead now. Joey Eppolito was the informant, and I got to give props to my partners and the case agents on this, on all these cases I'm talking about. One is Eric Stangby, and the other one is Robert Brizzolari, who are great agents, and we did a lot of things. But I was meeting this guy at this La Maganette, and like they would pat you down right away. So if you had a gun on you and shit, you know what I mean, it wasn't working. They would pat you down for wires. And I remember I used to bring a whole wad of cash into La Maganette, and I felt like a king because, I really didn't have that money, but I was taking it from, the government, So I remember the bartender, she was a good looking girl, you know what I mean? And she liked when I come in because I'd say champagne, boom, boom, get this guy this, whatever. And I'd always give her a good tip. But that's when I first, started meeting, we called him Herbie, Frank Catino in La Maganette. And that was a big case. There's some, he was involved with the French Connection Day. You remember the French Connection? I mean, back in the 70s where that was the boys from Pleasantville Avenue. Okay. Elvis Presley sung about that, right? What was the name of that song? The Purple Gang. You know what I mean? So that was fun because I was meeting with 3 or 4 guys at that time, and that case took about a year. And it all came from, that one informant who now, unfortunately, who ended up, to be honest with you, he was a really good guy. He just made some mistakes, and he was involved with O.J. Simpson and back in the day. That's how popular this guy was. He was a very charismatic person, and his father was big in the mob too. His father was Joey, and Joey was a big marijuana coke guy. So he's the one. I had to actually meet his brother while Joey was in jail. I met his brother in Point Pleasant for like a weekend to go over our game plan because I had to remember like all these people because I was supposed to be like Joey's like guy, now took over. So, I was spending a lot of time with them, and then they set me free, and for like a year and a half, we went up on a lot of wires. We locked up a lot of people. Again, Rob Brizzolari and the group, he did an outstanding job. And, we actually got into the heroin was coming from China. And there's a big difference between heroin. You know, there was Afghani heroin. There's all kind of crazy heroin, right? There's hillbilly heroin. But the shit from China, man, when he brought that shit to me, we always met at La Maganette. I'd say to him, hey, Herbie, I go, you got it, right? Because we'd be sitting having some pasta and shit, like on a little table outside. And I vividly remember, I could smell the heroin. That's how strong it was. And, you know, I'd give him the 40,000. He'd give me the fucking brick, and we'd go. You know, and that was that. And we did that for a year. I made 3 or 4 buys into him. So we spent alone just the money, you know, do the multiplication. 4 times 4, that's 160,000, right? But we ended up getting good players. You know, again, I can go into a lot of other names and stuff that maybe you all know or maybe you don't, but they were like, this guy was related to like captains from the Lucchese family, you know, and a lot of high level people. So, yeah.
It's crazy how many of those guys made millions of dollars
But this
selling
guy,
heroin.
yeah, but you know what? The funny fucking thing about it is this guy Herbie, he looked like, honestly, he looked like Mr. fucking Perdue. You know, he was skinny. He had no fucking hair. He hardly had a car. So, like, for instance, he had the juice enough to get the heroin, you know. But these guys like that, like, and you'll see a lot of guys, like, they don't really have the money. They're not really the businessmen, you know. So this guy would do whatever he can to, you know, to make a dollar, you know. And I don't know what his cut was. He took off the end, you know. But then again, I on another occasion, he loved the fact because I was fucking winding down. Then I bought him a warm-up suits. I bought, you know what I mean? I gave him a case of fucking this. It all went together where it gave you like kind of credibility, you know. So that was fun. That was one of my, you know, I don't want to say best undercovers were, but it was like. It was like just fun to do because I didn't have to go to the office. You know, my one big boss, you know, you could wear sweats, you could wear shorts. I'd make phone calls from around my house now, you know, because they knew I was from New Jersey. So that was cool.
Did you ever have to be careful of like not going to that area of the city when you were just off? So like they wouldn't recognize you, or that wasn't something you were worried about?
I really wasn't worried about it. But one thing that happened, and it's a good thing that you brought this up because, again, my mind is all over the place. The thing that happened in this case, okay, is when this thing fucking went down, we locked up about 20-something people, okay? And what happened was the undercover's not allowed to be there for the takedown, obviously, because they don't want to see, like, oh, you know, I called myself Chuck, by the way, you know what I mean, when I was doing undercover. So what ended up happening, they did the takedown, and during the takedown, you know, afterwards, I came into cell blocks, and they were trying to figure out what the fuck happened, you know? And all of a sudden, Herbie saw me, and they overheard, like, someone saying, hey, Myron, come here. Herbie goes like this, I can't believe I got did by a fucking guy by the name of Myron. And I looked at Herbie because I had promised Herbie, I says, Herbie, you know, in a week or so, the Stones are around. I got fucking tickets. We're going to go. I says, well, you know what, fucking Herbie? You ain't going to the fucking Stones concert either. You know, so... yeah, but, you know, those were the kind of guys, like, we locked up, like, a lot of the older guys, they didn't really give a shit. They didn't mind doing time. You know what I mean? It was like, you know, like they go and play probably fucking dominoes or something. But then again, I just found out with Coutinho, I'm looking through some articles, he got out after doing 10 years with us. He went right fucking back in. Like a year later, he got caught in Connecticut. You know, he had a lot of ties to the Lucchese's in Connecticut. One of them was like this guy, Anthony Bawat. I mean, he's well known. You know, he was one of the captains and stuff. They were involved with, gas pipe. You remember gas pipe? He wanted to blow up fucking MDC. He wanted to escape there. He was going to do it. You know what I mean? So you can't make this shit up. I mean, when you're on a wiretap. And a lot of times I would be listening, like the first wire we did, which I didn't even get into. I mean, the shit that these motherfuckers say on the phone, I mean, you just got to laugh, you know, because they're saying, shh, don't talk, you know what I mean? But yet they're fucking telling you everything. Yeah. And I'm laughing. And back in the day, I mean, nowadays, the kids that, you know, and I call them kids because they are, the agents have everything computerized. Back in the day, I'd be on 4 fucking phones with our group. I'd be in a chair that had the wheels like this. I'd have to, like, one phone would be going off. Whoosh, I'd wheel over there, right down the other one's going off. Whoosh, wheel over there, you know. You'd be going nuts, you know, because they just talk so much, you know, and that's how you get them, you know. And that's how we did get him, and it was fun. We locked up 75 fucking people on that first case with me and Eric Stangby. Again, I want to mention him because, you know, he was my senior partner, and it was unbelievable. I mean, we started with a beeper. Back in the days, that's why it says we normally start with informants.
Right.
We backed out of a beeper. They were wearing beepers back then in Bay Ridge and Bensonhurst. We backed out of that, and we got 80 fucking guys, man. 80 fucking guys. It didn't stop. You know, I wanted the case to end because it was like, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you a story. When we did the fucking takedown, this is just a little side note. I had one group, there was one guy that was doing some shit because a conspiracy in the federal system, you're still gonna do the same amount of time. But this guy was dealing low level with this crew, but he fucking lived in, no shit. He lived under Avenue U in a fucking box, like a cardboard box. And we wrote the instructions onto all the people that when you go out and do the takedown, there's like 5 guys that go do them. We said, yeah, you're going to find this fucking guy, Matt. He's going to be in this fucking cardboard box. And lo and behold, they come back to the lockups after he goes, Myron, you were fucking right. He was in the cardboard box. And, you know, here he is involved with all these other guys and, you know.
So let me ask you this, because I get mad at my friends who, like, will text about buying weed from, like, when they don't go to a dispensary, but they'll be like, hey, do you have trees tonight? Or I'm looking for...
Yeah, you ain't
Cops
nothing.
know what that means. That's they're being stupid, right? Like if they text about like buying.
I mean,
weed.
of course, but back in the day, but nowadays, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Nobody bothers with that shit. I mean, like even back in the day, like I'm being like for federally. See, we used to do a lot of the Italians on the marijuana, but we would do them on RICOs. If you all know what a RICO is, you know you have to have 2 predicate felons. So they might be doing gambling, they might be doing prostitution, they might have had a couple of murders, and we'd bang them. And that's how actually Giuliani started this shit, you know, with the RICO. So when you get them, they're doing like just about life, and you know, basically they got to flip. But nobody's bothering with that shit. I mean, it would take 1,600 pounds back in the day for me to actually have anyone do a little bit of time. But when you put that together with other charges, then it you know makes a difference.
1,600 pounds.
Yeah, that was the federal guidelines. I think for like you might get like 5 years.
5 years?
But not even that because you probably get out, you know, early. But we didn't, like I said, we did that as we did RICOs. We put that on top of other charges, you know. So,
dude, they scared us so much in school. I thought if I bought like $10 worth of weed, I was going to jail forever.
No.
Like I was scared.
Well, it's good that you were scared, to be honest with you, because you got to fear something in life.
Yeah, I
so
guess
that's
so.
good. But you know, the weed stuff. I mean, even now. I mean, everything is different now, too. So there's some jurisdictions, like I went out to L.A., and again, that goes back to the Eppolito thing, and we were doing more buys from this. It turned out to be the O.J. thing. But what ended up happening was sometimes they wouldn't even want to do the cases if you can get them 10 kilos of coke. That's how different districts work. Like Southern District and Eastern District were great. They would do whatever you wanted. But you go out to, like, when we talk about now, and I don't want to get into politics, but like California is the worst. You could do whatever the fuck you want over there, you know? So, I mean, you know, 10 kilos back in the day, they didn't even want it. But because it was a mob case and bosses called bosses, we went and me and Brizzle Airy, the guy I mentioned, we went and we bought off a couple of guys, and that was a funny story too. You know, that all came back to the OJ thing, which has been in a lot of articles that, you know, when OJ was actually driving that fucking Bronco, he was talking to Cowens, and Al Cowens called our informant because he was out, saying, how does he get out of town? You know what I mean? So a lot was spoken while he was in that Bronco, OJ. And what ended up happening was the ADA in California didn't want to use our informant. They probably thought they had enough, and like maybe he would ruin the case. But as it turns out, you know what I mean. You saw what happened. But that particular case, see, and I'm going to say it because they called OJ the snowman. Okay, because not my informant, but our informant, DEA's informant, was giving him coke. He was a big cokehead, and then in return, see, Joey Eppolito had a guy. His name was Charlie Tuna. He would run his business, and Charlie Tuna. There's a lot of Charlie Tuna. So again, but this one I remember. But he would actually go and give OJ shit on the arm. But OJ would then hook these guys up with legit customers that would want kilos in Hollywood and stuff, you know. And that's how I believe that whole thing started with OJ, you know, killing Nicole. because she was good friends with Faye Resnick. And what had ended up happening was this guy, Charlie, I think, was there that day. And he was starting shit with OJ, getting them all revved up about, hey, your girl is with this Resnick girl. They're cokeheads. They were in Mexico with some guys doing coke. And, you know, I'm just saying maybe that put him in a rage. And you know what I mean? Because then he wrote a book that if I did, you know what I mean, if I did kill her. I believe he did. But, you know, I think this also had a play in it. You know, the drugs was a big play because, I mean, to kill somebody like that, I mean, I don't know about you. I mean, I couldn't hurt a fucking squirrel. I mean, if they were coming after my family, I'm going to take care of my family. But, I mean, that was a gruesome murder. So there had to be something behind that. You know what I mean? The way he was enraged. So.
Well, I heard that 2 years after that murder, the restaurant, Mezzaluna, was closed down because of they're selling fucking keys out of that.
Yeah. I mean, I know the informant that I'm talking about, Joe, he owned 2 restaurants there, and that might have been the one. It might. I'm telling you, and I think you're right.
That's where they were.
But he didn't even give a fuck about that. Like Joey, and I knew Joey, you know, well, and, you know, from just meeting with him and stuff, but in regards to, he didn't even give a fuck about his restaurant. Like, he'd have a million of these Hollywood people come in. He didn't even want to talk to him. Cause he was good like that, you know. It was nothing to him, and that's why he said fuck it. He sold that restaurant, but you know what? He ended up getting into, you know, problems. He had to face the music, right? Because he was looking to do 15 to 18 years. He fucking escaped out of jail. That's another thing, and he went back in. But then he decided to cooperate. And you know what? I like the guy, man. I mean, I spoke to him a lot. And he was, you know, even though he did what he did, I mean, he was a nice guy. And I just talked to my partner the other day, and he loved him too. Not in a way like I love, but he was a good guy. But like he said before, and he died at home, and he was able to come home 3 years. We got him out earlier, and he called my partner Brizzolari right before he died, and he thanked him. You know, like, thank you so much for giving me, you know, the time that I could spend with my family, because he had cancer, and he ended up dying, and that was more or less could have been the last person he spoke to, you know. So again, you know, I mean, these are people. Some of them are real cruel, some of them are real bad, and you know the difference. I mean, I'm sure we all know the difference, but some of them are not bad. You know, they just get caught out there doing their thing, you know. So.
Hey. It's March. I got to talk about some stuff about DraftKings and some other people.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
We're going to take a 5-minute breather and we'll be back, Jack. Hey, Uncle Joey here. Listen, everybody's looking for crazy rewards. And if that's what you're looking for, DraftKings Casino is the right place. They got huge jackpots, weekly bonuses, and exclusive games. It's time to get on the action. What have you been doing all your life? Listen, I love DraftKings Casino. Why? Because I can do it anywhere. At the dentist office, in the bathroom, on a trip. Bing, bang, boom, I got my favorite game. I'm entering into my pool. I'm entering into my points. And voila, the excitement is only getting started. Because right now, new players, you ready for this? $5. And I'm going to get you 500 casino spins on a featured game. Say that again, Joey. Yep. $5, new players, don't come back at me. New players, $5, 500 casino spins on a featured game. Just sign up with code Joey Slots, JOEYSLOTS. Again, JOEYSLOTS. And wager a minimum of a fin, $5, 5 pesos, and receive 500 casino spins on a featured casino game. Who's better than you? Nobody. DraftKings, only the most rewarding place to play. DraftKings Casino, where the crown is yours. You're walking in there with a cigar, taking your Johnny Bananas, and it's you in your living room. You know what I'm saying? That's where your mind goes. DraftKings Casino.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. 21 and over. Physically present in Michigan, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, West Virginia only. Void in Connecticut and Ontario. Eligibility restrictions apply. New customers only. Non-withdrawable casino spins valid for featured game only and expire in 168 hours. See terms at casino.draftkings.com/promos. Ends 4/27/25 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern.
Hey, Uncle Joey here again. This episode is also brought to you by the best nicotine pouches out there. Nicked. They use the best ingredients and give you the best experience. These pouches are made with natural coconut fibers that won't cut up your gums. They have a bunch of different flavors and different strengths, so you can mix and match. These two are my favorite right here. Strawberry watermelon is tremendous, and lemon twist, I can't see without my glasses. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, all their flavors are delicious. These two are my favorites. Check this out. Nick is launching a new 0 milligram option soon, helping you gradually reduce your nicotine usage at your own pace. Whether you're trying to kick chewing tobacco, traditional smoking products, or vape, Nick flavors just hit right. Listen, it's time to upgrade to Nick nicotine pouches, just like I did. Right now, church listeners, you're going to get 35% off when you order through our exclusive link at nykdpouches.com/church, CHURCH. And you can use this code up to 3 times. Who's better than Uncle Joey? Nobody. So don't wait. Get 35% off right now on nykdpouches.com/church and check out the new church bundle with some of Uncle Joey's favorite flavors. That's nykdpouches.com/church, nickedpouches.com/church. Nicked products are only for adults of legal age. So you're too young, take a hike, go drink a cup of tea. And every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical, okay? Uncle Joey loves you. Thank you for supporting our show, and thank you guys at home for watching. All right, we're back, Jack. It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, wherever the fuck you are. Anyway, my man's still here. Myron, I want to ask him some questions about the Mexicans. Before I ask you a question, Myron, just to be honest with you, I'm a big book guy. Mm-hmm. And there's nothing I hated more than reading a book and 6 years later finding out they turned the book into a movie. And you go there with your dick hard and it's completely different from what you read.
Yeah.
All of a sudden there's a sister involved and she's dating the midget in the basement.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
you're like, where the fuck did I come from? There's only 2 books I stand behind. Silence of the Lambs is just the way it is on book, as it is in the movie.
Great movie.
And there's another one. God damn it, it was just Sleepers.
Oh, Sleepers. I didn't see that.
Sleepers.
Silence of the Lambs was a good one.
Sleepers. But those 2 books, everything else I watch, I know where I just came from. I know people's story. And next thing you know, they rewrite it. You're fucking pissed, but they throw you another $1 million to shut your fucking mouth.
Of course.
Because if not, you're not going to have dick, okay? You told that little mistress you're going to be in Hawaii with fireworks and a pineapple. That's over. That's over. So now you go, okay, add my sister and make my mother black. It doesn't make a difference anymore. And that's it. And you don't know it until he goes on a show 15 years from now. Yeah. And says, did you know my mother was white? They wanted me to do that for the script, okay? So when I watch Narcos and shit, I know it's 50-60, 40-60, I'm sorry. It's 40% correct and 60% made up for your imagination. Right. You know, I understand. But when I first saw the first season of Narcos...
Was that with Pablo?
Yeah.
Pablo,
I dove into reading. Right. I didn't watch the other stupid shit on Netflix. There's 82 shows. Netflix should just be the Pablo station. Look at it. Look at it.
To be honest with you, I watched all 82.
No, you didn't.
Just
horrible.
Recently,
Horrible.
You can tell I live a fucking boring life.
No, man, but don't get into that shit. It's just the same fucking Puerto Ricans over and over.
Yeah, it's hard to follow it too, man. You know what I mean?
It's hard. You don't know. The best 2 that I recommend is, I love Narcos until the last season. He shifted over to The Godfather of Harlem and shit the bed completely. They just got a bunch of fucking people jumping up and down. The last season is god-awful. God-awful. Because I'm telling you, as a fucking fan, you know what happens.
It peters out, man. You know what I mean? After a while. I mean,
Doesn't
it's
peter
redundant.
out. The writers get deals somewhere else. So now it's me, you, and him. We wrote it.
Yeah.
We wrote the first 9 episodes with Pablo, and we got fucking 9 more in the can. Yeah. They're going to sign us up. All of a sudden, you got a weird bug up your ass. Yeah. I want to be on, one of those fucking Lifetime shows. Yeah. Really? Really? We just fucking wrote something tremendous. They're going to double my pay, and I got 3 kids in college, Joey. Yeah. But there goes the original Jackson 5. Now we bring in 2 other guys. They don't know what the fuck. They just came from a fucking soap opera. Yeah. We're here trying to write about people getting mugged and gangsters, Lee.
Yes.
It's going to be all right. You want an Alka-Seltzer?
I do. I need
it's
one.
good.
What's
you want
some?
some?
You sick?
I got a little sniffle. I'm good. But
right.
So I read about it. I really read about it.
Yeah.
And the other show I really like is Hota Hota.
I never
Have you
saw
ever seen that show?
What's it called?
Hota Hota.
No, but I saw. What's a good one if you're talking about drugs? Because that's what I'm here for, the drugs. But the Griselda was pretty good.
Yeah, Griselda Blanco.
Yeah,
I think that
Griselda.
was,
You know what? That's actually DEA locked her up at the end.
wasn't that the guy from Miami?
But that was also tremendous bullshit. First of all, if the show was going to be real, you had to get somebody look like me to play Griselda.
Well, you know what?
That woman was ugly as dog shit.
No shit, bro. You're right. I mean, in real life,
That
when
was
you saw,
terrible.
I
I love that girl. I love her. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I love all her work. But that fucked up nose, she looked like a Pink Panther when he played the fucking Italian
He's
guy.
right though, man. Because honestly,
No, come
in real
on.
life, she was a dog. But they
No,
had
nobody
Sophia,
did her.
Yeah.
You did her with a blindfold on, dog. You're crazy.
But she had strength, man. She was legit. I mean, to be honest with you, they really were scared of her. She ran a fucking great organization. I mean, I wasn't around for those cases because DEA again did that. I know they picked her up at the end, but they were looking at her. She was doing shit in the Bronx, but she was legit, man. She made a lot of money. I mean, that's when, like you said, when the times were roaring in the '80s with Miami. That's when everything came out with Miami Vice, the Go Fast boats. You know what I mean? They were sending shit in planes and just dropping them in the water. I mean, there was so much money to be made.
I've never. There's only 2 changes that I ever saw that were dramatic. Mm-hmm. Before I get into it here with you,
Yeah, I'm gonna
there was
grab a
2
little.
changes. You came from Woodbridge.
Woodbridge, yeah, not Woodbridge, yeah, Bridge.
So you saw changes when you were in high school, and especially if you went outside of Woodbridge. We were raised in this fucking neighborhood,
Right.
with your wife. So we saw, and all I remember is this: we were spending $4 a night. We would do a hit of acid, split a hit of acid, and get a 6-pack from Nick's or whatever.
Yeah.
Not Nick's. That's a pizza
Nips.
joint. The liquor store in the corner
Nips.
or something like that. And then, okay, everybody got cooler. We started eating Quaaludes. Now your night went from $4 to $4. And you drank two drinks if somebody served you, and you were good to go. Then out of nowhere, people started going, "Psst, come here. Come in the bathroom. Try this Coke." And you're like, "I'm over here at Joe and Mary's on Burger Line Avenue. What am I? This ain't no discotheque." And you started, and all of a sudden everybody was cool. Everybody was doing a package between 4 people. Nobody was ODing. Nobody was jumping up and down. At 2 o'clock, people were like, "Good night, good night." There was no drama. I leave for Colorado. I come back. Oh my fucking God! People went from going home at 2 to going home the next day.
Yeah.
Like people started going out on Friday nights and not going home till Sunday afternoon at 5. Just in time for Mom's meatballs. Like nothing happened. "What's up, Mom? Where you been?" "Dog, I got to tell you what happened. I went to a concert. What happened? What happened to your head?" It was always something. And then it just went for people going out on Mondays and staying out till Thursday. And all those Tunley Avenue hotels, my friends would rent 4 fucking rooms.
Wow.
From one side to the other. The end was a jacuzzi room, and they would just go in there. From Monday, I was like, the growth of this shit.
Yeah.
When I left here, you had to really look for cocaine.
Yeah.
You had to go into the city. You had to know a cousin in Union City, something. When I came back, just on 82nd Street, there was 3 coke dealers now.
Yeah.
All you had to do is walk on Smith Avenue and, "Hey, did I tell you I got some coke? If you could move it for me." You're like, "Dog, you went to Catholic school. I knew you as a kid. You never even had a beer. Now you're dealing coke." So the explosion.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's a money game. All of it. It all goes. It's all cyclical. Look how long. I mean, Coke is making a comeback. You know what I mean? And
It
crack.
never went away.
Yeah. No, I know.
It
But
never went away.
no,
What
I know.
fucking
But I mean,
comeback?
everybody, come on. All these kids with the fentanyl and the heroin and stuff like that. I mean, that's been big, and that's why we're losing. All these kids to really the fentanyl. Which. It's a shame because some of these kids might try it one time and it's just unlucky, and you get a couple of little pieces of fentanyl on you, and if it's the bad type, you're gonna die. And we changed all our rules too with the fentanyl. Once I left and stuff, we had a whole new lab area where if you did think that you got something related to it, you would have to have special gloves on. It'd be a special room, with all kind of special filtration systems in there. So the game has changed, but it's horrible how these young kids today in their 20s, even older people, are still doing this stuff, and it's sad. It really is truly sad because life is precious.
Myron, it's never fucking changed.
Yeah.
Since 1980.
Yeah.
This has been a revolving door. I'm very fortunate to still be here.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed going over to Harlem. I enjoyed it. It was just it was who I was for a long time. But listen, when we were growing up, people were dying too.
Yeah.
They were fucking going into the city, whatever. And now I wouldn't try anything out in the street. Not even, dog, when I left California, you could already tell there was an issue at a marijuana dispensary where when you ate this guy's cookies, you didn't get high. You saw fucking Pluto. And for me to see Pluto, there's got to be something in that cookie.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Then there was
I
a
need
rule-
one of them cookies now.
No.
Put
Oh,
me to sleep. Like
I ate one of those cookies on a flight to Pittsburgh. My leg wouldn't stop twitching.
Oh.
I was sweating profusely, and my leg it was horrible. Anyway,
yeah.
fuck that edible.
No.
So what I'm saying to you is that they're putting edible out of that in Mexico.
Yeah.
Because you could. God bless New Jersey. A lot of people are going to hate me for this. Because I came here and I was withdrawn on Xanax. And I thought I was going to walk into a doctor and
And
go,
get a
hey,
script, yeah.
let me get a script. The guy's like,
No, they don't prescribe that shit.
we
man.
don't give you that shit at all here. And then I had the knee surgery. And it was tough to get pain pills. Like, tough. Like, come on. I just had to. Well, we don't know. We got to contact the doctor. And he's got to contact CVS. And CVS has to call DC and see if you're on the list. And you're like, what the fuck? And then somebody told me that next time get surgery and go to Staten Island because they just go nuts out there.
Yeah,
They don't give you 28 pills. They give you 90 still.
Yeah,
Bam!
we had a group that actually just dealt with that. It was called our diversion group. So
Yeah.
if you get a script, that third copy, I believe it's pink, that goes to the DEA, and they can tell by and not that I did, I wasn't in this group, but the pharmacists, the doctors, they were locking them up left and right because, and the pharmacists, they were getting like $500,000 cash out of their fucking apartments because that's how lucrative the business was with like you said, whether it be oxys, whether it be Xanax or Dilaudid, all these things. So it's a big business.
Well, I saw some documentaries that like people who got addicted to the pills would switch to heroin because it was cheaper, which is
it's
crazy
true.
to me.
No, it is cheaper. It is.
That heroin is cheaper than a pill.
Of
Remember
course.
remember when we did heroin, Lee?
I don't know if we did heroin. When did we do heroin?
Don't worry. I got the date. I got the episode.
I can't. I can't see him doing heroin.
No, I did. I
It's
did more
just-
than you would think. But
Just
Let me-
his little marijuana joint, man.
let me ask you this, because I just moved to New York in September, and I had one guy ask me if I wanted party supplies, but other than that, that's it.
What, like paper plates and fucking?
Who knows?
and fucking, yeah.
But like, how much on a daily basis?
Yeah.
How much shit is going on in like plain sight in New York?
I mean, it doesn't even have to be New York. It's all over. I mean, like you said, I mean, even with the marijuana, the dispensaries, I mean, I got places in town where I live. You go in there and get what you want. The other stuff, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I haven't been in a big city since I've been retired. I hate to say that. I have no interest in going back to New York, man. And again, that's just me because, to be honest with you, man, I had enough of it. You know, I'm living in a small town now, and you know, by the beach somewhere, and it gets boring. But you know, some of these big cities and the people around them, whether they're doing drugs or it's something else, they're fucking nuts. People are nuts today. You know what I mean? Because you got to remember, there's different cultures out there, right? They're coming from different countries. You see what's going on. I mean, actually, a guy I work with who's now in the head of the DEA, and I'll mention his name, Derek Maltz. You know, he's on TV all the time, and he's out there in Colorado sending all these guys back to Venezuela and doing all these cases and stuff, you know. But, I mean, I'll be honest with you, those are some dangerous people. I mean, you know, we could laugh in here and be like, you know, but they'll do whatever, you know. They'll do whatever, these people, because they don't give a fuck, you know? Yeah.
How we get to the fucking Venezuelans?
I don't know. I don't know how we got there. Because what they're doing is they had that one gang from Venezuela. Now, that was causing, you know, they want to start shipping these guys out, obviously. You know, right. We got a new guy in there, Trump, and he's saying, hey, you know, you got to be legal to be here. And they're going after the people they're causing, you know, havoc, that are dealing drugs, that have records and stuff. And they're easy to find, you know what I mean? Because they let you know where they're at. They're that dumb, you know? So.
But it's crazy how the Pablo Escobar stuff was good to me.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoyed it as entertainment. The one that really got to me was when the Mexicans started selling the weed, and then in the middle they go, "Fuck you, let's put some cocaine in
I know
this bitch."
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I went and read up on the people, and you know, I was blown the fuck away with the money they were making, and they got into, and they made a big mistake when they killed, rest in peace.
Yeah, our guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Kiki Camarena.
Kiki Camarena. That's a matter of fact. Recently, he was just in the news. You know,
right, 2 weeks ago. Something.
What had ended up happening was they got one of his torturers, and again, the name escapes me.
Miguel. Miguel.
And when they brought him to arraignments, you know, they put Kiki Camarini's cuffs on him, which, you know, I mean, you know, okay, you know what I mean. It's sad that we lost the agent. It was a while ago, but. They got him, you know what I mean? And that was a great thing. And it, you know, at least gives the people, you know, from DEA anyway to say, hey, listen, we got you guys. And Kiki's cuffs are on you. And now you're going to do your time, probably rot in jail, you know, which is a good thing. But Mexico's a whole nother story, man. You know, like Mexico, you know, like they kicked us out of the country for like a year or so because, I mean, it's so crooked. You know, even like when I used to, back in the day, go to Cancun, Acapulco, I did a lot of fucked up things when I went on vacation, you know what I mean? I mean, Johnny's over here too. I mean, he remembers a couple of stories we did. But I tell you, man, you go out there. I remember I went to this place, they said, I was all fucked up, you know, drinking beers all night. I was with a guy by the name of Pete. Make a long story short, I go, I want to go to like a go-go joint, you know? I was sick of seeing all these young kids, whatever. I was only 24. And I get in a taxi, and they go, Chili Willy's, you know what I mean? And I go, yeah, let's go to fucking Chili Willy's, you know? I get into a taxi, me and Pete, and I'm bombed, man, and I'm drinking beer in the taxi, and I'm whipping beer bottles out of the fucking taxi. That was stupid, you know? We ended up getting a Chili Willy's. I go to the front door, and there's two fucking big Mexican guys, but they were carrying machine guns, and they had the fucking bandolier, you know, the bullets all over here. I looked at Pete, and, you know, I kind of sobered up a little bit, and I'm like, hey, you want to go in here? Fuck it, we're here. We go in. It was the nastiest fucking bar. They had girls up there. They were nastier than that girl, Griselda, you know what I mean? Griselda face and shit. And I remember I had to take a shit so bad because I was drinking that Mexican beer. I went in the bathroom, and there was no like doors or anything, you know, just a fucking like, I don't know, something you shit in. I don't even know what you call it. I fucking just lowered my ass over the bowl. You know what I mean? I let it explode because I don't even think there was toilet paper there. I don't know what the fuck I did. But I know when I got out of that fucking bathroom, I says, Pete, he goes, what? It's time to fucking go. You know what I mean? And I look back at that day and I say to myself, man, that was stupid. Because normally what the cops will do, they see younger kids and whatnot. And it happened to some of my family members. They'll pull you over and they'll want whatever's in your pocket, $300, $400, $500, you know. Getting back to it, they don't make no money there. You know that. And that's why they don't make no money. That's why they were all crooked. You know, even during, you know, with Pablo, he bought whatever he wanted to buy. He owned it. He was the man. He owned everything. You saw the movie. That's legit.
No, but I read up on that.
No, but
shit.
some of the shit they showed in the movie was a little like I'll even say so. Like with the DEA guys, they weren't doing all that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No,
you know what I mean? I mean, but they were there and they did a very good job.
I forget what the bottom line was.
Yeah.
The bottom line was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was an amount that you could not even fathom coming into your home every fucking week. And the more money he made, the more he paid out. He took care. He did what the fuck he wanted to. I remember I was reading something online about him one night that I was just blown the fuck away.
Yeah.
Just the thing that he built his own prison.
Oh, that happened, man.
That
That's
happened.
legit.
I was just starting comedy in '91, and I remember it would come up on the news that they're building the prison for this fucking guy. And I remember like even writing a joke. I didn't even know who the fucking guy was. I wrote like some
Pablo was
stupid
big.
joke and bombed. Yeah, like he opened up a hotel,
Yeah.
and it was funny because Boulder, where I was, the county jail was voted the #2 county jail in the country. It was clean, sanitized.
Yeah.
They gave you cigarettes. They had cable TV.
Wasn't like Chili Willy's, man.
No,
No,
it
that
was
was a
not like
hole,
Chili
man. I still
Willy's.
remember that.
But I'm going to tell you just in perspective, I'm a fucking nut, okay? And when you add an addiction to a nut, it's never good. And I'm going to be honest with you motherfuckers, and you can either believe me or not. I worked El Paso as a comic. The first night they came to me and they said, we're going to Mexico. You coming? I was a little apprehensive. And I went in the daytime,
Yeah.
and that was enough for me.
Yeah.
And then I worked San Diego one time, and I went to that side of Mexico, and that was okay for about an hour at night. And I'm like, it's time to go.
Yeah,
and I like
man.
crazy shit. I'm all in. I'm all in for yells in the night and people screaming, but that was just a little too out there for Uncle Joey. And I just came home, and then I went back down there with my wife when we were dating. A bunch of people were going to go down to Mexico. We got lost, dog. It was the worst. It cost me like $2,000 to get out of there in fucking nickels, because that's all I had. Every Mexican had nickels. I was giving out nickels like fucking, I swear to God, I just had an ashtray and the center thing, and it was all like nickels and dimes because they don't work on the fucking
And the
things
kids
in LA.
would shake you down too.
Yeah,
over
the
there.
kids shake
you
you
come out of
down.
it and they go chicle it.
Yep,
And they
chicle.
start like going like this, like they're trying to get your fucking wallet. So you got to honestly, you got to like you got to backhand them, man.
Steroids.
Yeah.
And I'm
Well, you
like,
get whatever you want at the
and I'm like,
pharmacy.
even if I buy this, how am I going to get over? That's my biggest thing. I'm not a fucking smuggler. I've never been a smuggler. I don't mind. You give me an ounce of weed, I'll take it to Jersey. That's for me. I'd rather get caught than have to be out in the street in some fucking stupid weed store. Let them roll the turbines. Go fuck yourself. It's 22%. It smells like my dog shit. Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry.
That's all right, man. No, it's-
But anyway,
yeah. So
you
you're
know.
talking about Mexico. You're talking about Pablo, right?
I'm talking more about Mexico, how
Yeah.
they did it,
Yeah.
how they, went to the Colombians and said, we're going to be your transport.
Yeah.
They pretty much locked them out. It was, it was fucking brilliant. Like when
Yeah.
you look at these guys, it's a shame they became criminals.
Well, because they were in the right business to make the money, but sooner or later they were going to get caught. If they spent that energy on a fucking legit business, even to keep it to weed, you know what I mean, it wouldn't have been a problem. But getting back to Mexico again, I was a senior partner too, and I'm going to bring up another name because, he deserves it, Pete Gudowitz. He's the one that indicted El Chapo. So I was his senior partner. If you see when he comes off the plane, you'll see like two DEA guys. The taller one with the glasses is Pete. And he worked hard on that case, and that was a rough case because a lot of people had him indicted, but they always bring these people to the big house. The big house would be to New York, so they gave they arraigned him in New York. You know what I mean? So, but there was another guy. You know what I mean? El Chapo, and
That dude was like a fucking magician.
yeah,
Was he not? He was getting out of prisons with a suit on and shit.
yeah.
Like, what happened to El Chapo? We don't sorry.
Yeah, they were
Nobody
building
knew
tunnels.
nothing,
He
huh?
was the tunnel
Building
guy.
tunnels. But I did read something. This motherfucker was buying up land
Yeah,
and digging tunnels underneath from the U.S. side to the Mexico side
Well, he thought about that. That was unbelievable because
all this shit is like,
yeah.
you know, you're like, all right, I'll eat a bunch of pellets and shove the rest up my ass. Meanwhile,
Those are
this guy's
horrible,
buying a house from the other house, and it's like they dug underneath where they put roller skates on it with a fucking thing that you push. Hasta la bueno, and they push it.
Yeah.
And it gets to the other side, and that's it. You know, who thinks it was simplicity?
Well, how the fuck could you even think about a tunnel and the way they built it, even to get him out without? Well, I mean, the thing about it is they were making a lot of noise for the prison, so they were all paid off. I
Right,
mean, you
no,
can't tell me that they ain't hearing like fucking people blowing, you know, or even picking shit out. I mean,
Come on.
you know, so yeah, but you know, getting back to what you're saying, like how the Mexicans with the Colombians. I mean, back in the day when I first came on in the '80s and stuff, it was the Colombians. You know, especially in New York. You know what I mean? And that's where I was doing my stuff. But the Mexicans are a lot more powerful in regards to. I got to say, they got bigger conas, they got bigger balls. You know what I mean? So if you fucked up with the Mexicans, honestly, they were really they tortured people. Like you know. They were ruthless. You know what I mean? You had some Colombians like that, but a lot of times the Colombians would be little, no disrespect, little motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And they got their business suits on. You know what we used to do to the Colombians back in the day when I first came on? We would go to Queens, right? And they would have all payphones, and we would know what payphones they used because they had so much fucking money from Pablo and stuff. You know what I mean? And we would know they would be carrying a suitcase, so we would just randomly go up there, take their fucking suitcase, and what's in that suitcase? $2-3 million, and you know what? Once you took it from them, they just fucking ran. We let them go. You know what I mean? We just take the money, and again, it goes into a big kitty for the Department of Justice and stuff. And I never did anything fucked up. Like there are guys that did do that, but you know what I mean. And they got a lot of them got caught. But there was a lot of money, and the problem with drugs is, what do I do with this money? Where does it go? Because you guys like us and shit, I don't know what people make here or whatever, but you got a couple of dollars, you feel good about yourself. Imagine having enough money to fill up fucking 3 of these fucking places here. What are you going to do with it? What do you do with the money? You don't even know where to put it. That's why, I mean, even now, they have the Chinese laundering their money. And what the Chinese do, and you can see it, is they've been buying up a lot of real estate. You know what I mean? And it's crazy because think about us going to China and getting real estate and buying a house or something. It ain't happening. You ain't coming to China. But yet, politically here, we let everybody come here, unvetted. They come in and they're buying places with this illegal money. And
they're growing weed, brother.
Yeah.
They're buying farms.
Yeah, they're growing by
and
military.
Growing fucking weed. Like,
Yeah.
they got it down
this
to
is
a
happening.
science.
Yeah.
And nobody gives a fuck, so I'm not smoking weed no more, so you know me, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm not smoking that commie weed. I like Chinese people, I'm cool, but
Yeah. I like the lunch specials, man.
it's really like that dude that they just brought back. He was one of the leaders. That's the dude that was in charge, and it's so weird looking back at it. And this was 30 years ago. This is like, you look at this shit, you go, wow. I kind of remember this. Like, I remember the bust in Stockton. That big bust in Stockton, I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
And me going, somebody's getting backhanded right now.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fucking coke in that warehouse. you know?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you got to think about it like this, though. And I'll tell you, you got to remember all these products, whether it be heroin, coke, marijuana, they're all plants. So we had groups back in the day, back in the 80s, we called them Operation Snowcap. Matter of fact, we lost some guys come out of a helicopter and whatnot, and they're plants. So what happens when you fucking exterminate them? They just grow more. You know what I mean? So it's like you really can never stop it because you remember they're plants, right? I mean, you just got to find a location and whether it be coke, right? Coca paste and, however way they make it and the heroin. I mean, there's all kind of heroin, but it's always gonna be there, like you said. Like you were saying about it's going on, it went on back then too. Yeah, it did, because they're plants. They're always going to be available, and you're going to always make money. You're always going to make money on them, right? You're gonna, because we have a society that really wants this stuff. Like even alcohol, you know what I mean? I know I'm getting off tangent here a little bit, but it's the same thing. People get addicted. There's addictions, and sometimes it's hard to break,
I remember Lee asked a question before, and I'm going to answer it. Lee, one of the main reasons I left this area was because, how far are you from New York City right now?
10, 15 minutes.
I was 15 minutes away from any drug I wanted to buy. At whatever time you wanted to buy it. If you want something at 3 in the morning, you'll find it in New York City. You have to walk a few blocks. You might get mugged, but you'll find it.
That's great.
And it's, and that's the scary thing to me. That in those days, from keep going over there, you bump into more and more people. Who are you going to bump into in New York City at 3:30 in the morning? You're going to bump into a stockbroker or a fucking army recruiter?
No.
You're bumping into people trying to fucking scam people.
Yeah.
And now you're talking to people like, hey, dog, if you ever need a 45 or any guns, I got you. I'm 19 years old, and you're asking me if I want to buy a fucking gun. Now, that sits in the back of your mind. If I ever get into a beef, I'll be over the bridge getting a gun for $1.25, whatever the fuck, whatever the fuck it is. That's how accessible that city was. I can't imagine what it is today. I gotta guarantee that there's not as many spots as there were when I was growing up, but there's gotta be something happening in Washington Heights.
Oh, yeah.
And
but
there's gotta be something happening in the Bronx and all the other things. It's not as visible,
Right.
but the scary thing is downtown. Because downtown, I know a guy named Tonio. That's what he tells me his name is. He tells me to send me his driver's license as long as that's his address. From now on, I'm your delivery guy. Call me 24 hours a day. Something will be there in a half hour. I will send you a menu every day. You will not look at the prices. You're already paying $4,000 a month for rent.
Right.
You're already going dead anyway. You might as well pay the prices. He's going to have an 8-ball of Coke for you there. In 1 hour, the best shit you ever bought. That's the business. That's what I assume.
Right.
That's what I'm assuming, that there's got to be an app now. I ain't that fucking, I'm an old man, but I'm just thinking about some Chinese kid in the city that loves to jump up and down with the lights and all that stuff.
Right.
He's got an app somewhere that you buzz. This guy gets buzzed here, and every day the code changes. That's how slick these kids are today. Don't tell me.
The kids are so slick. I mean,
Slick.
But even, and it still goes on in the Heights. I mean, I remember when we first started doing the Heights, and it was just easy. We had a lot of informants there. Make a long story short, man, they had the kids working on the corners with walkie-talkies. So as soon as you came on the fucking block, they know you're 5-0. They know you're whatever. So what we used to do is get like maybe a Spanish guy. I'd be in the back of a van. He'd park the fucking van. The van might say like painting or plumber or whatever. And I'd sit in the back of the van like they wouldn't think anyone's in there. So then you could take pictures and see what's what. But the kids, even at the ages of 11, 10, you know what I mean? In the stash houses, I mean, we had special guys that used to basically know how to infiltrate any kind of special trap they might have, because it was like really fucked up, really crazy traps that these guys think of. I mean, unbelievable. You know what I mean?
I was there the summer of '93 when there were kids on the roof and a cop was walking, uniform cop, and they dropped a bucket of spackle on him.
Oh, yeah.
I'll never forget that, and I remember it was tight. But it's interesting. In 1993, I used to go to a place, I mean, it was like stealing. You just had to get over the bridge. And you made a left, and you went right in that place, and you double parked your car. Cops would even go right past you.
Yeah.
Beep, beep. And you parked. Somebody went into the building. You rang the bell, 503, come on up. You went on up there, and there was a guy sitting there with a gun and a bag of blow. 2 bags of blow.
Yeah.
One was for 25 a gram, and one was for 35 a gram. He gave you a taste of it, and you had to make your choice. If you busted them, that's all they had on them was 2 ounces, maybe a little less at that point. They're going to be out in an hour, these guys. They already had it down to a science. Now I see these weed stores that open up in L.A., and they put their whole inventory on the wall. When the feds show up, they lose everything. And I'm like, those Colombians had a point. They only showed you what you needed to see.
Right.
You need that? Give me 10 minutes. And they make a call, and it's around the corner, hidden in somebody's fucking Corvette or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh, it's difficult even for us. It was in regards to trying to find, where the stuff is. First off, everyone's a bullshitter. I mean, like I got the money. Nobody had the fucking money. You want to see the dope first. You know what I mean? Whether it be coke, heroin, or whatever. And that's the games we would play. I mean, sometimes we would flash them. I actually was giving the guy 40,000, but sometimes we would have like flash rolls. But really, like cops only flash money. You know what I mean? That's what I always say. Like, for instance, a cop will show you money, like to think he's legit. But the real fucking bad guys, if you're good, you get the shit on the arm. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, like, if you got juice, you're going to give me 10 kilos, you're going to trust me. So, I mean.
Just like that.
Well, yeah, because it's not a lot of people trust anybody. I mean, even today or back in the day, I mean, I'm talking 10, 15, 20 years ago. Yeah, it was hard to do these cases. You really had to have good people that infiltrated these organizations, whether it be the Heights, whether it be the mob guys, whether it be the Mexicans. I mean, you had to have like serious guys that had connections, you know what I mean? You just can't go in there and, do whatever the fuck you want to do. No, it doesn't work like that. The people don't trust people, but money does talk. What's the old saying? Money talks, bullshit walks, man. Like I said, when I was giving them the 40 G's and it went the first time, they were like, fuck, this guy ain't no cop. And I did it 2 more times, 3 more times, right? And he ain't no cop. Until the end when motherfucker's a cop, Not only that.
You don't even figure it out so that you got the handcuffs on. And once they put you in that cell, not on the drive, but in that cell to wait your arraignment or whatever the fuck you're waiting on, you just sit there like, God damn it, I never figured it out, that motherfucker. You start thinking about shit, where you fucked up. But you were too high. You were too caught up in what you were doing. You got caught up in walking into the club and there's VIP. You just get caught up.
Yeah.
And you make dumb mistakes. I did it. That's all that happens.
Everybody does. I mean, even the best guys. I mean, we, like I says, in regards to what we locked up, people, you wait. It's like a stock, you're waiting on this fucker. You buy whatever. You buy, I don't know, Tesla and shit. You want to buy low, sell. You got to hold it. You got to wait. You got to have patience. And people fuck up. When you're on wire, sometimes you might have to be on a wire 3, 4, 5 months before they make one fuck up. That one fuck up will put you on another line, and then you're going, bro. And then you got a talker. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're like, holy fuck, you're meeting with the attorneys, you know what I mean? Oh, we got this amount. We're going to lock up this. We're going to seize this. We're going to take that. The game is patience, too. But everybody makes mistakes. So, I mean, in the end, like he says, people can go 15, 20 years. They got all the money in the world. And then that one day comes and you're fucked. It's like these guys now you're talking about. I mean, I know El Chapo, you know what I mean? He's done. You know what I mean? His family's done. I think his son tried to come into the business. He's done now. His wife, it's new people come on the block.
Just like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's all done. You're done. You know what I mean? You had your ride. And it's over.
Didn't El Chapo get caught because he did an interview for a movie, about him? It was like something stupid.
He got caught because, there was a movie like that, but that was
Sean Penn.
Yeah, I thought, but that's whenever I watch a movie like that or hear about something like that, to think about someone building a case against you and you have no idea. For months or years, and they're building a case, and you just are going about your life as normal.
They weren't even building a case. They already had him by the balls. They were just finding that.
Well, just anybody, just like any.
They were
criminal.
just finding that motherfucker.
You know what it was. Not only it was find him, but the other thing too is do they want to give him up? Do they want to extradite him? That's the whole game. When we were playing, when we were trying to play nice with the Mexican government and stuff like that, they'll give you some things, but then they won't give you everything. Like I said, it all goes back to money. Life always goes back to money. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. These guys are making so much money off these guys. Even if you're a top politician in Mexico, you get this guy's giving you $5-6 million. You're going to listen to some American DEA guy or some, you know what I mean, I don't know, cabinet member.
Who Lee Sayat is? Never heard of it.
No.
No, sorry. Anybody Lee Sayat? No. No. Trae Colombia. Bye.
Right.
They don't know nothing down there. That's why, listen, I don't have a passport. And there's times when I'm still living in L.A., people go, I get you in. And I'm like, not in a million.
Yeah.
I ain't going in there undocumented. There's no fucking way. They do some nasty shit down there. Yeah, it's cute. You get great burritos. I'm okay. I'm good. I just didn't trust it.
Yeah.
There was something about Mexico. And, dog, I was a coke fiend and didn't trust it. There's no reason to go to Mexico and get coke. Snort it, they're going to rob you. And what, are you going to bring it over that fucking bridge? Now you're going to do 55 years. Just to go. No, leave me alone. I can find it in San Diego.
How frustrating is it from like your point of like the agents, like the politics of it? Like someone gets away because of like a mistake or like, you know, like just the politics of it. Does it piss you guys off?
The politics plays a big part. It actually played a bigger part with the, and I have a lot of friends that are first grade detectives that are retired now, but the reason why they retired, probably like when I retired, is, you know, when you start locking up people and, for instance, they got 2 guns on them and then the ADA is letting them out fucking like a week later. You know, that's what hurts. You know what I mean? Because then, you know, like drugs is one thing and that kills people, but you know, guns, I mean, come on, man, you know what I mean? And you see what happens when these kids or guys go back on the street. They're doing harm. And you know what? It frustrates you, you know what I mean? Because you could take the fact that, you know, okay, I was going after this drug deal, I didn't get him. There's a lot of guys I didn't get, our group didn't get, but, you know, eventually somebody will get them. But a lot of the times they weren't really hurting anybody. There's certain ethnicities, I hate to say, but like, you know, that really will hurt you. Like the Mexicans will hurt you. You know what I mean? The Jamaicans will hurt you. You know what I mean? You know, Italian guys, they that's business to them. You know, these guys like Sammy the Bull, and you know, I know he's out doing his shows now, and you know, a lot of these guys, they were doing things to their own people. You know what I mean? And you know, you got to expect that in the game of life. You know, if you're going to hurt somebody that's a drug dealer, well, they're going to hurt you back. You know, is it fair? I don't know. I guess it is. You know, but when you start hurting innocent people and kids and bullets start flying, that's when you got to draw the line. And, you know, like what happened with our agent, you know, Hatcher, you know, this guy, you know, he was out of control, right? And he ended up killing him over what? Because he was high and, you know, he just wanted to do what he wanted to do. I mean, Faraci. And again, me and my partner, Eric Stangby, we locked up the guys that, Mario Gallo was one of them on that first case I did, and Jimmy Gallione. Now, these guys were the ones responsible for killing Gus Faraci. They killed him, you know, because of this. And when we locked them up on the drug charges, we also superseded with the murder on Faraci. So they did their time. They're out, and I think who knows where they are now. But that's the only guy. I mean, I'll say Mario Gallo was one of the guys, and it's just a name you guys don't know. But when we locked all these motherfuckers up, he was the only guy that basically said to me, "Go fuck myself." He's not cooperating. You know what I mean? And I shook his hand. And I said, like, "Wow, you know, all right, I'll leave you the fuck alone." You know what I mean? And he did his time. The other guys, no, they right away. I mean, I was moving one guy. And these guys are all over, you know, they're all in these podcasts and these YouTube shows that they got these guys hosting these shows and they're talking about mob-related things and whatnot. And I know it's sexy and people like that, but the reality of it is, man, you know, it's a dangerous game. And it's a shame that, like I said, when you're a young kid and you get involved in this shit and you're going to do 20, 25 years for what? You know what I mean? I don't know. You know, jail is fucking horrible. I started as a corrections officer. It's horrible to be in jail. You know what I mean? It sucks. You know?
Nothing like a man kicking your bed and telling you to
get the fuck up, right?
You don't know what that
We're ready to eat. You know, let's go, motherfucker.
What
right?
eat? They would kick the fucking bed and tell you to get the fuck up and put the light on. And your first instinct is grab him by the neck.
Yeah.
You just got to sit there and go, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
You know? So that was enough for me. But I got to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I don't know where I would have ended up. I love smoking pot, and then the 80s came along, and I'm not going to blame the death on my mom. I have a mind, and I can make my own decisions. But I saw what drugs did. I saw people getting high and taking hits of mescaline and drinking. They were fine. And then there were the idiots up. There was always a patch in North Bergen that hid heroin, whatever. But all of a sudden I saw this community just get taken by cocaine. And that's, never mind West New York, Union City.
Right.
That was that's where they were cleaning it down there. It was just, so it's kind of weird how for fucking 50 years, right, 84? When was Reagan in?
Early 80s, yeah.
You know, his wife went on and we're going to fight the war on drugs.
Yeah.
What the fuck has happened?
It happens quick, man. You know, it gets out of control. Listen, again, it goes back to money. There's so much money to be made because there's a lot of people that are depressed out there. There's a lot of people that, you know, are just in a bad way. And, you know, for whatever reason, that might be their cup of tea, whether it's drinking, whether it's this. And, you know, you're always gonna find, it's never gonna end. But somebody's got to be there, and I'll say like the DEA, NYPD, all other cops, someone's got to be there to make them know that there are repercussions and there is a risk, you know? So you always got, you know what I mean? You just can't let, like a lot of people legalize this, legalize that. Nah, I understand the marijuana. I don't have a problem with that at all.
I do at some stages.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah.
Lee, what were we going to say?
No, I was actually going to ask about that, because there are some cities that have completely
the marijuana
decriminalized
is
it.
done. That's it. It's either legal. Who's got the nerve to take a joint off you when you're in a fucking rental car and bring in, unless you act like an asshole or have alcohol in your breath.
Right.
Then anybody would bring you in. But forget about the marijuana. Look at all the synthetic stuff they're bringing in. You got meth that's making a comeback. Meth is never gone.
Yeah.
Like my buddies or whatever
Yeah, I got
in
you.
L.A., and he told me, he goes, during the pandemic, I sold a bunch of coke. When the pandemic ended, it became meth.
Yeah.
It was meth by the fucking ton. I couldn't even get it in on time.
Because they're making meth also in the Midwest with a lot of like things you can buy at the pharmacy. You know, it's like hillbilly shit. You know what I mean? They actually, there's been so many times where they're cooking, and they're blowing themselves up. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, someone opens the door and the whole meth lab explodes. I mean, you know, it's nuts. It's nuts, man.
It's just, you know, you sit here now, 30 years, and listen, I was a consumer. You know, I remember when Nancy Reagan said that, I'm like, man, you better start snorting coke.
Yeah.
Because of the war on drugs, you better get as much as you can.
Yeah.
Because it's real, cocksucker, and it never ended.
Yeah.
And then, listen, I really love smoking marijuana. I can't do it anymore.
God bless you, man.
I
you know?
enjoyed it as a kid, thinking back. It just took away that piece of anxiety.
Yeah.
Just did something.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It made you feel, you turned the button a little
I
bit on
didn't
you.
like drinking. I loved that. You know, I could fall asleep at night.
Yeah.
Did I think? I always thought buying marijuana is getting your check on Friday,
Yeah, getting a bag.
stopping at the liquor store, and then stopping at Benny Blanco's house and getting an eighth for $90. And
Would you say
putting it-
Benny Blanco?
Yeah.
From the Bronx?
Yeah, and putting it in your trunk
That was a good movie.
and driving home in fear. Like that you might get pulled over. That was the whole thing. Now we walk into a store. Hi, how are you? Let me see your ID. Oh my God. Returning customer or first time?
You know what? It's fucking funny you say that because I'm not going to get into names again, but for someone's 60th birthday party, first time I ever went in as a DEA guy, I went to a town down the shore, and it's a big place. And long story short, again, I go there. I'm a little nervous. I mean, but it's like fucking legit. You can go in there. So, no, what does Myron do? He pulls in the parking lot. I'm surveilling the place. Is this legit? Who's going in there? You know what I mean? Okay. I walk in there. It's like you're at Best Buy. I go to the fucking counter. How are you? Where's your license? No problem. Now go through these other two doors. I go through these other two doors. Now I'm in a fucking assembly line. It's like the DMV. You know what I mean? And I'm behind a whole bunch of people. Then all of a sudden, guy goes like this, over here. I go, okay. I go, I'm looking to buy some, marijuana for a birthday present. You know what I mean? He goes, well, I go, I don't know what the fuck you got here. What do you think? I don't want to kill the guy and shit. He goes, well, I would try this. And I go, this is the first time I've done this. I says, I used to be a fucking DEA guy. And we used to lock people. He goes, DEA, you get 25% off. I go, holy shit. I says, nice, But it was like... I'll be honest with you, it was fucking funny because, like, wow, you know what I mean?
Thought?
What's that?
Who would have fucking thought?
And the guy was like, it was almost like, hey, park closed, you know what I mean? Like Wally World, remember that fucking show? That one thing, it was like the guy looked just like that. I was laughing. I went home, told my wife, I said, I took care of him. I got 25% off. Yeah.
Plantopia has a drive-in. You go online, order it, and you go to the window, and you don't have to get out of your fucking car.
Yeah, nice.
Okay, and then you have to pay cash. That's the only thing they haven't. They don't have the ATM set up.
Yeah,
but
cash
they're
is
open
king,
at
man.
7 a.m.
Yeah.
For you fucking early birds.
Wow.
And for you insomniacs, they closed at 11.
Yeah.
and then midnight or 1 on the weekends. Are you fucking kidding me?
Holy shit, that's big business, man.
That means 10:30, you got nothing to do. All of a sudden, 11 o'clock, The Exorcist coming on. Fuck it. I'll take a run to ShopRite, drive through the weed store. Ba, ba, da, ba.
Yeah, I still can't watch that show. That scares the shit
Which
out of me.
one? The Exorcist?
Yeah, that's one.
But meanwhile, you see a guy get hit in the head with a golf club and there's blood on the fucking wall.
No, that don't bother me. But I'm telling you what,
that don't bother me.
no, the Exorcist one that bothers me. As a
Myron,
kid, I
have you
remember.
considered writing a book? I know you're retired now, and you can't sleep, and you won't go to
that's
yoga.
the fucking problem. Did you ever think
That's
about
the
writing a
problem.
book?
You need to start writing a book.
Yeah, there's a
You're
lot
an
of little
interesting guy. Get
Well, thank
yourself
you.
a little security job where
Yeah.
you just watch a guy walk from point A to point B.
Yeah.
Listen, you're on your own. They start shooting, I don't know nothing. All right?
Well, I got to say one thing. Besides the DEA, you know what I mean. And I know Johnny. I brought a friend over here, Johnny. He could tell you stories, man. We had the best times in our lives. We always had shore houses. He still had them up until last year. He just purchased a house. But I mean, the shit we seen and the shit we did is. I mean, I could write a book about that. Never mind the fucking DEA. He could tell you stories about fucking vacations we went on that. I mean,
What did you specialize in the DEA? Like, what
mean,
division? You were everywhere.
I was
Drugs?
first. We were mob guys. We worked the mob, and did that for years. And then it was just then like a knockaround kind of group where we did whatever, which turned out to be some mob guys too. And then I ran at the end of my career. My last 5 years, I ran asset forfeiture. I had like 35 people under me. But like for instance, when we do all these cases, long story short, if we take airplanes, we take your money, we take fucking everything. We take horses, we take cars. I can go on, gold bars, coins, stocks, and they all come through me, through my group. And we were going to Brinks once a week, and I kid you not, in the 5 years I was doing it, every week there'd be at least $2 million in cash that we would have to take to the Brinks. And we'd have to have 2 or 3 guys go, so nobody could, you never know, somebody might get a tip on us and, try to fucking steal the money. You know what I mean? So I ran asset forfeiture, which was it was a slowed down pace, but it got to be too crazy. And then I said, let me pull up the stakes because of the things I said with the way just law enforcement was going. And I've been there over 30 years. So I think that was enough blood to give, you know what I mean? I could have done more, but, I was tired. Now I'm fucking tired and I can't sleep. So I might have to take you up on one of these fucking Slim Jim
these
things you
magic
got.
things? You'll be out for 2 days, happy as a pig and shit.
I tell you what, as
Your
long
wife
as somebody
will-
wakes me up every 4 hours to eat,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I gotta fucking eat.
Nah, we got one of those piss tubes
Oh.
that you take home. We'll just push you onto the mattress. And,
I like the piss tubes. Have you
Yeah.
pissed-
Oh, yeah.
I asked Johnny before. I had to take a squirt before. He had a can. Back in the day when we were on surveillance, man, we couldn't get out and piss, so we'd piss in, like bottles. I didn't piss in front of your place here if there's any cameras, but I did across the street. Right, dude?
Myron, whenever you decide to write a book,
Yeah.
let me know.
All right.
I'll hook you up with a girl that's really good.
Oh, yeah?
You got some good stories. Why fucking sit there like a
Yeah.
baboosh? Guys like you can't fucking retire.
You know what? This
I've
is
been around you for 3 hours. I'm
I-
like, this motherfucker, what retire? You still got a lot of life left to you.
Yeah, I know.
You're not
I
ready to
feel
go
it.
to South Carolina
No.
and to sit there.
Although I
and-
do like Charleston, it was nice, but yeah.
you know what? I like Hawaii too.
Yeah.
But that don't mean I'm flying there tomorrow to sit and look at a beach.
I agree- I agree with you,
We're
man.
not PI 100.
Yeah.
We're not going to move to the beach and arrest people. So
Yeah,
just-
I'm glad I got out of the house. You got me out of the
Yeah,
house.
I
I know
gotta
my
get-
wife probably said, "Hey, get this fucking
No,
guy out of
no,
here."
no.
But
I was just sitting
I'm glad
there
I
one
got out.
day, and I told Myron I wanted to get him on and talk to him about whatever, and here we are.
Yeah.
I'm not
So I'm-
blowing smoke up your ass. You're an interesting fucking
I
dude.
appreciate that.
I know you had to keep some of the names and dates, to protect
Yeah, I
the
mean,
innocent.
so like I said, my memory has to be jarred a little bit. But again, I thank you all, for inviting me. You're a good group of guys here, and I tell you what, it brings back a lot of memories.
Yeah, good. I'm happy we got you out.
Thank you.
We'll
Yeah.
give you an edible on the way out, and then
Oh.
Panada.
Good.
You'll be
Yeah.
tipped
Nothing with
fucking
caffeine
good.
in it, bro.
Listen, those Spanish people, they know how to cook.
Oh, absolutely.
You just pass the fuck out. They put Xanax or something Mexican. The Cubans put something in there.
Yeah.
You fall asleep eating the empanada.
Klonopins and fucking, right, the Valiums and...
No, they put something in their fucking food, the Cubans.
Yeah.
1 minute you're home eating empanada, next minute you wake up at 4 and Telemundo's on. You know what I'm saying? People are fucking going back and forth with maracas. You're like, what happened?
I just wanted to give one little shout out. I mean, because I was talking about a lot of these cases, and when we first started bringing the cases to Eastern District, the mob cases, it was a AUSA over there by the name of Jim Walden, and Jim Walden's running for mayor now for New York as an independent, and he's a very good guy, very knowledgeable, and I wish him well, and I just wanted to throw his name out there. He's got his stuff together, and it might be a good change to get away from what New York normally elects. You know what I mean? I don't want to again get into politics, but
This show is all felons, so forget it.
oh, okay.
This is not a
Nobody's.
good vote
I mean,
for you. Know
you can't vote when you're in jail. That's
Listen,
right.
all of you are felons. Cover your ears.
You have anybody else calling in over here that are for you got any other guys, mob guys, or
Did they call in?
yeah? Oh,
I don't like people calling in.
okay.
Just random people.
Yeah.
They're fucking crazy.
Yeah.
They'll sit there on the phones and
I got you.
next thing you know, they're banging on your window. I've been on the phone for an hour.
Yeah.
And you're like, no.
They're probably going to have some of his empanadas if they find out how good
Yeah. And
they
then-
are and shit.
Listen, man, we saw, this is my world right now. We saw The Godfather. We saw Goodfellas. And then at the end of the day, no matter what the fuck you tell me,
Yeah.
we saw a TV series that swept America off their feet.
You talking about Miami?
What Miami? I'm talking about the fucking Sopranos.
Oh, The Sopranos.
It's-
Oh, I thought you were going back to Miami.
you
I'm
know,
sorry, brother.
For an example,
Yeah.
Miami Vice was Miami Vice. But it's like I tell people, in 97, I did a show and I had to send a resume. And the agent called me immediately and she's like, I got to talk to you. I'm like, what? She goes, you got to take North Bergen, New Jersey off your resume.
Yeah.
She goes, I don't really want people to see that.
Really?
Always go to New York City. I go, all right, put New York City down. She's going to get me a role. This is when Springsteen was out. You know, all these animals are out. The Sopranos came out. It was completely different to put New Jersey on your resume.
Oh, yeah, man. I love that show. I mean, I never missed an episode. That was amazing.
And I'm at the point in my life right now, at least I am, that I think I've seen the best of it. When people approach me for Mafia scripts now,
Yeah.
if I see Gino or Vinny,
Yeah.
the second page goes back. I'm not interested.
Yeah. I don't blame. I'll be honest. I
Just
don't blame you.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
It's not interesting no more.
Yeah.
Give me the Mob 2025. You got 3 black dudes now.
There ain't.
You got a Dominican.
Yeah.
80 years are in jail. The other ones are fat and old. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody's kicking up to these guys.
No.
They're 80. You're done.
That
if
don't
you
work.
can't shoot nobody, you ain't good to me.
There's
Get the
nobody
fuck
there.
out. You know, I mean, give me something like that that's real.
Yeah.
So I just can't. What were we talking about? These edibles are kicking
The
in.
Sopranos.
No, you were talking about The Sopranos and how
The Sopranos was so
yeah,
good
yeah.
that what's gonna match
Replace
that now?
nothing.
What story are you gonna come at me? As a matter of fact, your boy just became councilman in the town next
I know
to him.
who he is.
Okay.
John. Yeah.
He just you saw all the
Yeah,
news.
no, I know.
He's all
I
over the
know.
news. People, I
Yeah,
go
he
to
was
the-
legit too. I mean, he was
No,
a bad.
he's
you
the
know,
real deal.
You know who he was with, right?
Yeah, I go to the weed store. People are like, do you know John? He wants to meet. I don't know fucking John. I don't know no John. He's like the mayor of Englishtown now or something. That's the best weed store in town. The fucking.
Well,
place.
that's how could you believe
And
that?
I love John, and I believe John.
Yeah,
But I tell you what, there's 22 guys now running their mouths,
yeah.
and 11 of them turned evidence.
I mean,
And I'm a big fan of Sammy. Big
yeah. I
fan
mean,
of Sammy.
I seen some of his things, and listen, no disrespect towards anybody. I mean, they did their thing, but they're doing their thing now. They still want to be there. They still want to talk about it. They love it. It's like, you know what I mean? It's in
No.
them.
I stop by Sammy on Instagram every other day.
Yeah.
And he's talking to you like it's 1984. So I talked to Paul.
Yeah.
And I told Paul, and you're like, do you think these kids even have an idea what the fuck you're talking about?
No.
Try to sell anything Gotti now. You're not going to sell a ticket. People don't want to hear that shit no more. Gotti's been beat up to death. If not, just throw on Mobsters every Sunday. It's the same episode since 1998.
But back, when Sammy, let me just cut you off. Sammy, he went back after he got out. And DEA, and I know about this because I know the people that were involved with that. You know what happened to him when he went out when he was in the program, right? He went to Arizona and he got his kid involved with a lot of things, and they got locked up again with that ecstasy thing, which I never even hit on because I worked a lot of the Russian guys, and that was fucking unbelievable stories with the Russian guys and the ecstasy. But yeah, and another little thing that, perhaps if you have me on another time, maybe you don't want to hear my shit anymore, but because I'm getting very dry in the mouth right now.
Well, drink the fucking water.
No, I've been doing it, man, but I've been thinking about that, taking that edible, and that's even drying me out more. But getting back to, we were working a guy on Mob Wives. We locked up my group. I was a supervisor there, but we had locked up Renee, Graziano,
right.
And the big person in that is Hector Pagan. I mean, I don't know if you look him up. I mean, yeah, but he was with us when he was on the show, if you catch my drift. You understand? But he did his own. Then he come out, and I think Graziano Anthony, he testified against her father, who was a big weed guy over in Brooklyn. So that was very very interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and you could see his shit. A couple of YouTubers did a nice little thing on him. You know what I mean? That I saw recently. It was pretty interesting because I didn't realize all the shit he did. He was actually pretty well liked, and he was with like big guys.
Who, T.G. Graziano?
No, I'm talking about
Hector?
Hector Pagan. He was good friends with Joe Massimino, who was very big, and But they all get caught. That's
He ratted at the end.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
And he was fucking brilliant at the end.
Yeah.
Because he came out, he said, fuck these hangouts. I don't want you hanging out no more. Everybody's got to get a job. Everybody. Everybody's got to get off the corner. No more fucking jumpsuits. No more gold chains.
I have the silver, bro. There's a guy over there. There's a Sergio Tacchini.
Yeah,
that's what it was all about.
We're fucking hiding. You know what I'm saying? And he shut it down for a while. But you're always going to make big fucking mistakes with cash.
Always.
The accountants came in. The FBI forensic accountants came in. You just might as well get the fucking noose ready. When them motherfuckers come, those are the people that killed Jesus. When they show up, before those motherfuckers show up, you might as well just go, put the cuffs on. Don't even bother. Don't even bother. I'll tell you on the way there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's over. They're all nerds with glasses. They don't know nothing. They don't want to know pussy.
Yeah, when they got a fucking calculator in their fucking hand,
Trust me.
And the number 2 pencil in their ear.
Trust me. When they come, dog, Giso. They come with the chemistry set, and it's over. It's over, guys. So once the forensic accountants come, just call your mother. Tell her, listen, Ma, it's over. You gotta give back the jewelry I gave you 3 years ago, because they're coming to get that any minute now.
You're right, brother.
Man, it's a real pleasure to have you on.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I want to have you on again.
No problem. Sure. There's more stories and stuff, and maybe by that time I'll have like a book written or something,
Oh, I would love it. I'm telling you.
I mean, I got a lot of things in my mind, but I got to get them somewhere before the mind goes. You know what I mean?
And you got to run it through an attorney. You got to send it to the DEA for clearance, and that's a hand job.
Yeah. I don't know if I got to do that anymore. Because I'm retired. I don't know. I don't know how that works.
So they don't call you back in and bust your balls.
Yeah.
But it's pretty interesting. This is the most interesting thing I'm going to tell you, and then we'll get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Fucko was on the podcast before the pandemic. Wolf. What's his name? The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh,
Remember,
shit.
I gave him a
Jordan
Quaalude
Belfort.
from the fucking 80s.
Oh, the Wolf of Wall Street. That was
Jordan Belfort.
The movie.
Yeah, I understand. I know what it was.
Benicio del Toro. Well,
Yeah.
he was on the show. The real Wolf
Yeah.
came on the show. We were talking about shit. And all of a sudden he goes, I don't know if you know how I wrote my story. And I go, why? He goes, Chong was my jailmate, my cellmate.
Oh, okay.
In the federal. And he told me,
Yeah.
I was telling him stories about the stock market.
Yeah, because all the mob guys were that's what they were doing.
Yeah, that's what they were
there
doing.
There was a couple of names, but what they were doing, you know what they do?
Yeah,
they push
the
certain
penny
stocks,
stock and
and these
shit.
guys don't even have licenses, and then they close it down and they short it, and that was Yeah, we were looking into a lot of those guys too.
But
I mean, yeah,
he talked them into writing a fucking book.
yeah,
And it became a fucking movie.
yeah.
That's my point.
And that's a
there.
yeah, and it
That's
was
what
a
I'm
good
saying
movie.
to you. You're sitting there bored.
Yeah.
Write a fucking movie.
Yeah,
Just to give you a heads up, he is going to take 10 points just for as the manager.
Five.
Just
He's
five?
family.
he could have more than that, man. I don't give
He's
a fuck.
family, dog. Come on.
How come you always charge me 10?
Because there's
I'll even
reasons.
throw 5%.
I gotta hold your
brother.
hand. You're gonna call me at night. Did I make the right move? I mean, yeah, I need that in my life. 2 a.m. Lee, what's up? I can't sleep. This manager's got me going crazy. I'm over here, dreaming about fucking hanging out with the DEA, and all of a sudden,
Yeah, but it was nice coming. Nice, you're a great guy. All you guys are good guys. You bought some great fucking empanadas. You got a funny fucking laugh, and you got to work on that head cold, man.
Trying.
Yeah, you take some Vicks.
got-
My mother used to put some Vicks by my
come
nose.
back in 10 minutes. He'll be healed because
Yeah,
he got sick once I came back with
No, I didn't.
the Mac Daddy of Mac Daddies. He started getting sick last Wednesday when he saw the box. He started getting twitches and shit. He knew that Lent.
Listen,
that Lent was
what are
here.
these things here?
Do you
though?
have
What is
the-
this? Just like
This is
nicotine?
nicotine pouches. They come in 3, 6, 9, 12. Forget about it.
What do I got to put a couple of quarters in there? or
No. I'll hook you up with one on the way.
No,
out.
I'm good, man.
You put one under your chin. Forget it. You'll be fucking.
No, I can't do that.
You'll be
I'll
doing
throw up.
90 on the Parkway.
Yeah.
Hey, you got your old badge. I just put it there with a disco light. Now
I do have it.
They don't know nothing. Just put the badge up with a disco light. That's it. Nobody knows nothing. Nobody will even stop you. That's the fucking funny thing.
Johnny, you got anything to say, brother?
Oh God!
Don't get them started. Don't get them
Tell
started.
about the goat bar.
We got to get the fuck out
Oh,
of
the
here.
goat bar, but holy fuck, don't tell
No,
that.
we'll get the fuck out of here. Next time we'll talk about the goat
The goat bar is
now
in the
it's 10
Bronx.
to 8. I'm already hungry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm already
All right,
thinking
man.
about shit.
We out.
We out like
cutting.
fucking whatever.
Finito.
Lee, where you at this weekend?
March 29th, Broadway Comedy Club, 5:30 p.m.
Look at them.
wow.
Don't forget to be there. Austin, Moon Tower is officially sold out, but you got May 18th at the Parks motherfucking Casino.
Yeah?
Right? Or August? May. We're working on May here and come out, and that's it, and that's that. I'll keep you posted. Lee, that's all you got?
That's all. I got Josh Wolf at Stanford Comedy Club in 2 weeks.
You going to
Make
Stanford?
something up, brother.
When are you going to Stanford?
Stanford, New York Comedy Club in 2
Oh,
weeks.
Stanford, New York. Okay.
Stanford, Connecticut.
I thought you were going to the old Stanford. The guy had the wig. That's a complete other story. I love you, savages. See you next week. Have a great week and get ready for April. What's happening, beautiful people? Uncle Joey here. It's March the 25th. Yes. Listen, I want to talk to you about something. Summertime is coming. You know what that means. It's time to head down to Pound Town. Da, 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 da. You need to be able to get that thing up there. And that's where Uncle Joey comes in. Blue Chew makes sure you're ready whenever the mood arises, whether you're on the beach, under the tunnel, wherever you're at, you're ready to go. Sign up at BlueChew.com. Meet with one of their licensed medical providers, and once you get approved, forget about it. Your prescription will be there in days. Blue Chew works. They're serious. They come in little pouches. You put one in your wallet, and when you're ready for war, bam, there you are. Anyway, no more wishing, no more praying for your little fucking dick to work. Those days are over with. Make life easier by getting harder and discover your options at BlueChew.com. It's summertime. These women got tons of options. Tons of options. So you better show up with a cape, a helmet, and a box of Blue Chew. Now, this is what I'm going to do for the nice people. You can get Blue Chew for free for 1 month. That's right. You can try it on your own. After you try it for 1 month, you're going to go, Joey, where have you been all my life? It's that easy. First month, Blue Chew for free when you press in promo code Joey, Joey. Again, Joey, Joey. Just pay $5 for shipping. That's promo code Joey. Visit BlueChew.com for more details and important safety information. And I want to thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the show and for helping young men sling some dick in 2025. You know what I'm saying? It's the summertime. 4th of July is coming. I love you guys. What's happening, you savages? Uncle Joey here with his Jewish Cato, Lee Sayat. Another start of the Church of What's Happening Now. New Testament coming at you. What's up, beautiful people? Uncle Joey here. Let me ask you a question. You know, we do certain things. We get hungry, we want a little bit of sugar. And if you want that taste from your childhood without the sugar headache, it's time for Magic Spoon. Ooh, Magic Spoon is the cereal you used to eat on Saturday mornings, but built it for your old person metabolism. Magic Spoon's got 13 grams of protein. That's right, 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs. Are you kidding me or what? Wait till you taste it. You think you hear a little kid and your grandmother's going to come up and give you $1 out of her stinky bra? You ever have those situations? Now, if you're running out the door and you skip the milk, grab their treat cereal bars that you can take on the go, Jack. Each bar has 12 grams of protein, so you'll stay full until lunch break. Who's better than you? Nobody. What we're going to do here is get you $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/church, CHURCH, or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/church for $5 off, all right? Thank you for eating Magic Spoon. Kick this motherfucking meal, Lee. We're back. What's up, you beautiful people? It's a beautiful Tuesday morning, the 23rd of September. What up, Lee?
I'm doing good, dude. How are you?
You know, tip-top Magoo, feeling a lot better than last Monday.
I didn't even know you weren't feeling well.
Oh, I haven't been feeling good all week, but who cares? We got one foot in the grave, one a banana peel.
Jesus.
You got to be optimistic. We're here on a Monday, and that's all that matters.
That doesn't sound optimistic. 1 foot in the grave, one in the banana peel.
Look, when you're 62, you're in that death neighborhood, okay? And unless you combat it, if you sit here and go, oh, I'm not going to die, I'm not going to die, I'm not, then you're going to lose your mind. You just got to say, I'm going to die at some point, and that's it. That's the way it is.
Yeah, but every week with you, you're dying of something new. You're dying sooner than later.
You know, I got the Jewish fucking worrisome.
Oh, Jesus
I got the
Christ.
I'm dying to sue a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm dying to sue a motherfucker. So
you're going to come back?
No, I'm not dying. I'm just telling you that I've accepted it. I've already written my obituary.
Shut up.
Yeah, that's how you accept it when you get to our age. Why fucking run away from it? It's here.
So when you die,
when it comes, it's a Valhalla. I accept it. I just close my eyes and let the Lord take me to the next fucking channel.
Are you Buddhist now?
No, it's got nothing to do with being Buddhist. It's got to do with knowing who the fuck you are. And, you know,
Okay.
I can't do the shit I was doing when I was 37. I do a line of coke now. You forget it.
No
My
one
head
wants
will
you to
blow
do a
the
line
fuck
of
off.
coke,
I
but
can't do a lot of things I used to do. I eat a cheeseburger, I get fucking a heart attack. You know? But let's talk about what's important. You got engaged this weekend.
I did.
Happy fucking congratulations.
Thank you, dude.
Don't clap for the fucking guy. Don't encourage him.
Not that much congratulations.
Don't encourage him. That's like that scene in The Godfather when he tells him Michael joined the army and fucking whatever goes, congratulations. Don't fucking encourage him. Right? The fuck is wrong with you joining the army?
Jesus. Yeah, no, dude,
I heard you
it's
made
been a
videos
crazy
and shit.
year. No, I don't know. From what I've been told, you gotta hire a photographer.
You know,
But dude,
does nothing.
I'm glad I
You're
did.
like a half a fag. I saw the picture of you out there by the World Trade Center.
I was on the first of all, I was on the
Jesus
water.
Christ.
Second of all,
Yeah, by the World
Dude,
Trade Center.
no, other side. But I have no idea what I said. Not even a clue.
I don't know what you said either. I don't.
No. I didn't record the audio, thank God. Because I was cool the whole
If you
time.
recorded the audio, you wouldn't be here today. You'd be leaving with your little fucking computer right now, right over the bridge on that ferry.
Oh, Jesus. No, but it was great. It
You're
was,
gonna record the audio for your kids.
who knows?
No.
I didn't do it. I forgot. I had a whole lie. I told her that I was doing a show at a temple, and I had to dress up because I've done shows at temples before, and it was great. It was, I brought my mom down. We had dinner that night. Her parents, my mom. It was nice.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, that was, dude.
You're mixing Jews
Two
with
Indians and a Jew is one of the funniest.
Oh, I'm waiting. The check came. Oh, wait till the check comes. I know you picked up that check. But
No.
your wife did. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God,
Those Jews and those Indians look at each other when they see that check.
dude!
They think
I
it's
had
like-
no idea. Her parents are great, but I had no idea. And I'm not doing material, but I had no idea that like Indians on the same level as Jews with like being cheap. Like they
Dog, they had it under their elbows. They had when Indians roll shit up, that's where the change is hidden.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
roll up. It's fucking brutal. Yeah.
Oh.
When that check came, ooh, I'm surprised they didn't start arguing. Too high. Too high.
Are they Chinese
Make
now?
law. Too high. Too high.
No, it was but that needs to be like another Everybody Loves Raymond, but like a Jewish mother-in-law and two Indian parents. But it was great. It was I moved here a year ago, dude. I told you when I was moving here. I went through a breakup. I moved here. I was like, I'm done till I'm 40. 2 weeks in, and when I was like, I was thinking a lot about like when I was like, a lot of the people listening are like 22, 20. You were with me since I was 23. I had no luck with women, and like I was always like too desperate. You were trying to do this, and like it sounds cliche, but like when everyone says it, like when you stop looking for whatever, it comes.
That's what it is.
And
I tell people all the time, all these people that dress up and book cologne on Fridays, you're in no danger. You're going to go to a bar and meet a dirty hoe and, with fucking diseases.
Oh, my God.
It's when you just walk in the streets and you bump into a chick at the library. Hi, how are you? Good. Maybe we should exchange numbers. But you didn't even do that. You met her online.
I met her on, dude. I have no idea. I would have loved to have seen you at that age because I've never once picked up a girl at like a bar outside. I have no idea.
And what do you think? I was picking them up like fucking tabs?
It sounds like you had a couple.
No, because you had drugs involved.
Okay.
Not because you had charm, because you had cocaine involved. And that's like a fucking left hook. Who needs a big dick when you got an ounce of coke? You know what I'm saying?
Oh. Oh my God. And I never had any of that. But it was, dude, I'm excited. It's going to be just very low key. Like this whole, I don't know. I got very lucky. We're just gonna have a couple friends.
You got married under a tent?
No tent. End of the year. My favorite week of the year.
Temple?
No.
Honeymoon?
At some point, we might go to Vegas for a couple days.
Vegas?
No.
What the? You told me she's a gazillionaire. Forget Vegas.
No,
You're
we're
going
going
to Australia.
We're going somewhere at some point.
But tell her, listen, I married you, bitch, but now you got to lift that rock because I want to go to fucking Israel. I want to do a comedy show at the wall, okay?
First of all, that would be great.
Yeah.
But the only problem is only dudes can come. Well, we're getting married.
Why don't you get 200 million, move to Austin, too? I get 200 million, I move to fucking Spain. Okay?
Does man, I don't have 200 million. But no, we're gonna do a small thing between the week between Christmas and New Year's. Just that week. And then
Don't think I'm giving you off that Monday. They ain't no
I'm
weeks.
not.
They ain't no Monday.
I already looked it up.
Fuck you and your
I'm leaving.
fucking
I'm
honeymoon.
leaving. That's why I'm not doing a
There ain't
honeymoon.
no fucking honeymoon.
I'm
here.
waiting for you to die, and then I can go on the honeymoon.
Unless you go to France. If you go to
France.
or Brazil or somewhere interesting,
Oh, yeah.
I'll give you 3 weeks off.
Oh,
but if
shit.
you just want to go to Vegas, you get
No,
dick.
no. What we're
I want you
doing.
to go to- if you go to Israel, you get a month off.
I'm
And paid.
moving to Israel.
Paid month if you go to Israel. 'Cause I want you to
Shalom.
put a note for me in the wall anyway. And bring a couple notes. And if
Do
you-
we have people in Israel that'll put a note for you in the wall?
But it's not the same. You need a family member.
Okay. No, we're gonna go to like the desert in Arizona for a couple days, and then go to Vegas for a few days, and then we'll figure out the real one later on. But I don't know. It's just really like this is the first time that a relationship has felt easy.
Okay.
I don't have to like pretend. She's okay. She's like really supportive of like everything I do with stand up. So we'll see. I have no fucking idea. It's the easiest and like it just felt right, which is strange. But I got it like this whole fucking buying a ring thing. That shit's a scam. That is the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Because there's two, I don't know if you know, there's two kinds of diamonds. There's like a diamond that you can find in the ground, and then there's lab grown.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Let's get back to this.
All right.
Nobody finds a diamond in the ground. Jewish people hire black people to go inside
No,
mines.
they don't have them anymore. They don't have blood diamonds anymore. I
Yes,
was
they
looking
do.
for them.
Yes,
I
they
went
do.
all over.
No, you can't buy them. You can't. What are you going into stores and go, all right, can I get a blood diamond? They're not going to have them. They're bad luck. But if you would have came to me, I get you. I know who all the blood diamonds are.
I asked
Big
George,
ones, little ones.
No one knows
fucking-
any blood diamond. I went to like the Jewish Central.
They won't. They're too temple-ish. They're too by the book.
Oh.
They're not going to sell you a blood diamond. They're not going to tell you it's a blood diamond. Just look at it. You'll see a little scab and
I was
some
looking
black
for
guy's
it.
afro hair or something like that. That's a blood diamond right
A
there.
little bit of scalp. Oh, yeah, but it was. I'm really happy. It's like the first time like ever in my life that I've been happy. Like honestly, that's why I don't like you, my mom, and everyone that you're around your age just keeps talking about dying. And the reason I don't like it is like I've never been happy like this. I'm like something terrible. Someone's definitely dying. So, and I like, please.
Well, it ain't me, motherfucker.
Please
I'm
not.
just saying I'm in the neighborhood.
All right.
There's a big difference in accepting than me not sitting here going, oh, you know, like when you watch a movie, The Sopranos, when the guy had the heart attack and then he's as strong as a bull. Knock on wood. No, he's not. He's 75 years old. He ain't as strong as a fucking bull, okay? Knock it off, okay?
Right.
Don't say that shit. But as long as you accept the realm you're in, that's it. I don't want to walk around going, oh my God, I'm walking 3 miles a day, anti-aging. I'm going to be Benjamin fucking Buttons. And meanwhile, you look older every fucking day. You know what I'm saying? There's people who are like, look at me.
Right.
I did this. I did that. I look 40 again. What do you want to look 40 for? You're lying there. It's like putting a wig on.
Right. Oh yeah. People keep telling me to do that. Like
Fuck.
What if I go to Turkey and get the hair transplant?
Go ahead. Then as long as you come back looking like a Beatle, the fucking third album, when they came back from India smoking dope with your relatives. Remember John Lennon went to India to learn the bug? Yeah, Masamaki, whatever. Masayama, whatever.
Mazumaki's the one.
Mahi Mahi. Well, I'm excited for you.
Thanks, dude.
You're going into a different realm of your life. And it is fucking
I'm
different.
fucking 37.
Because let me tell you something. Once you put the ring on the finger, everybody giggles. The Hindus jump up and down. The Jews jump up and down. Once you go home, it's a different fucking game, okay? Once you walk in that door after the marriage, it's like when you that Richard Pryor joke, when you break into somebody's house and the dog helps you rob them. Remember that joke? Like, come on, I'll show you where the gold is. I'll show you where the silverware is. I'll show you where the fucking this is. All right, you got everything, but guess what? Now it's time to play. Now I want to play.
Really? Dude, everyone keeps telling me it's the same. You think how's it going to be different?
I don't know. Just wait and see. Pay for the fucking, put a quarter in and you'll see how it's different.
Oh, Jesus. We'll see. I'm excited, dude.
That's what's great about marriage. You walk around ether for a year, you know. Everything's beautiful. Okay, honey lovey. Okay, dovey dovey. Right, Rachel? Everything's good for a year. Everybody's floating on clouds. It takes you 8 minutes to come instead of 2, you know. There's roses on the bed, and then, huh?
A year? 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months, and then you're back to fucking, take the fucking garbage out, you piece of shit.
Oh, my God.
You're like, what the fuck? Right? When your grandmother married your grandfather, you think it was love forever? 2 months later, Weeze put the fucking Irish blood to him. Listen, motherfucker, you got to do what you got to do. I don't care about this football shit. You want to play football, play on Saturdays. We need food here. I got 8 fucking kids here, and you want to fucking coach football. Get the fuck out of my face. Yeah, women will put it to you, Jack. You're slipping, motherfucker. But anyway, we're happy for you here
Thanks,
at the
dude.
church. I don't know. I don't even know anymore. What am I fucking love guru?
Who knows? But that,
I'm
like,
just happy that you found somebody.
thanks, dude.
Because there's a lot of people that don't find dick. And you found somebody when you weren't looking, which is what you tell people. You see these women crying at bars, I can't find a man. Don't stop looking. Stop looking. Go to the gym, go to life, live your fucking life. You'll meet a fucking guy at the nail salon somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy how, like, I was not, I don't want to say obsessed with it, but, you know, a chubby kid, I didn't have a lot of luck. I was like, why not me? Why? And then, like, you can go through bad relationships. And I went to therapy once, and my therapist told me that a lot of her patients, like a lot of them were like 35, 40 and up guys who just were like gave up on dating. And I when I moved here, I kind of felt like that. I was like, I'll try to get laid, but I have no interest in like having dinner with somebody. And it just sort of happened. You know that when you go through a breakup, you're like, I don't care what anyone has to say. I don't care about. I don't want to have dinner with you. I don't want to go to a movie. Like I don't. That I've been there a couple times. And it seems fun, but then it like I was single for a few months and I went on the road, and it reminded me why. Like I hooked up with a girl with no nipples in Saratoga. She had breast reduction surgery, which is a terrible thing to do. And then they messed it up, so she had no nipples.
They took the tap off.
They really did. Oh, it was like almost a tranny, but not, because it was actually a real woman. And then I met this woman in Indiana who was really nice, but she was like, it was like Love on the Spectrum, but like a little bit too close. But she was 25 and she was hot, and her thing was that she was a squirter. And she's like, I can fill a bathtub. You want to see? And then she did that, and then we took a shower, and she washed me with a loofah, and that was, dude. She was bigger than me. She was bigger than me. She was probably like 5'10", a nice, beautiful, thick black woman, but she was bigger, and she like a little bit too rough with the loofah, if I'm being honest. Like just like I was like her kid, just fucking scraped it. Oh, it was not. It's not good when I'm single. I do fucked up shit. Oh my god. Dude, I've dated tall women my entire life because they all, and yes. Well, no, I'm not. I hate when people say short king, because everyone who says they're a short king is 5'7", and I would kill everyone. I'm 5'3". Like 5'7" is not short. I know. Oh god, I'm
5'3" with heels on.
With some with fucking standing on telephone books. But I've dated tall. There's a woman I was thinking about, like, you had nicknames for all my exes. My favorite was Milkshake. And she was.
Then you had the abortionist.
Yeah, the abortionist.
And you had
she
the
sounds
Mexican,
like a magician.
And you had the Mexican eye.
Well, that was an actual relationship. The abortionist was this woman I met on OkCupid. We went to a bar for one drink. And she told me, she talked my ear off for like 5 or 6 hours about insanity. Like she told me that the Kardashians were pedophiles, and she knew this because she saw them kiss their kids on TV. And then she would tell me that she had 10 miscarriages and finally one came out. But I was like, it was right. Oh,
Met her on
OkCupid. It was, we both were. But then listen to this.
Ayahuasca. That's what
that was ayahuasca. Yeah.
Ayahuasca.
Remember Fry's in Burbank, the electronics store.
Yeah.
We hooked up once, and then like she would like show up at shows, and like I didn't want her to. She knew where I lived because I took her there by accident, but she didn't have my phone number, so I created a Google Voice number, and she would text me like every 2-3 months, and I found an industrial area over by Fry's with no cameras, and I'd get a blowjob in the car.
She must.
Because if I have no luck, no, they don't, except he would somehow get it. There would be someone who would know me and be like, oh, he's getting a blowjob. And send it to him, and meanwhile, it was 300 pounds in a fucking tiny fucking Volkswagen sedan with the seat pushed all the way back, and this poor woman going over the armrest.
That sounds awesome.
Oh, it at the time it wasn't terrible, but it was. I don't
encourage him, please.
Oh, there was no. Now I find it. Now I have a good person, and I don't ever have to date. Thank God.
You're an inside savage now.
Someone I don't read the comments all the time, but someone wrote a comment on the proposal thing and said, get ready for the sheet with the hole in it. And then, which if you don't know, that's how Orthodox guys and women fuck, which is hysterical. And that I would actually kind of want to try that. The hole in the sheet.
You're out of your fucking mind.
You don't want to try a hole in the sheet?
I'll tell you what was hysterical, though, on the way up here. And then we got to move racial in.
Okay.
It's the evening before Rosh Hashanah. It's Rosh Hashanah today. Happy Rosh Hashanah to all the Jews in the struggle. But I saw 2 Jews broken down, Hasidic Jews, in like Voyagers, like the Chryslers, because they're cheap. They don't want to fucking get a Mitsubishi or nothing. So they still hang on to those Chryslers.
Right.
They were broken. Their car blew up on the turnpike on the way here. And they were on the side. I'm like, happy Rosh Hashanah. What a fucking nightmare.
They're pissed that they have to fix it.
Yeah, they got to spend $3 and they probably have a, yeah, they got a recyclable fucking fan belt, knowing them. I will be right back after this ad. We'll be back with my girl Rachel in the motherfucking house. Wilson. What's happening, beautiful people? Uncle Joey here. Listen, the weather's cooling down and you want to stay indoors, right? Get yourself a nicotine routine that you could do anywhere with Lucy. Lucy Breakers have a flavor capsule inside each pouch. You crack it open and a wave of hydration with flavors like apple cider, mint mango, and blue citrus come out. Blue citrus is my favorite one, all right? So you choose your flavor, you choose your nicotine level, and make the season the best one yet. Let's level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/church, CHURCH, and press in promo code CHURCH, CHURCH, to get 20% off your first order. That's right, 20% off your first order. Where are you going to get that at? Nowhere. Lucy even has a 30-day refund policy. If you change your mind, that's okay. Again, that's lucy.co/church. And use code CHURCH to get 20% off. And here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age, and every order is age verified. Now, the product contains nicotine, and nicotine is an addictive chemical. I hope you know that, okay? So Uncle Joe here, lucy.co/church. What's happening, beautiful people? Our guest this week is the beautiful and talented, my little niece, Miss Rachel Wolfson. What's happening?
Hello. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Good to see you. This is my second time.
Yeah.
Well, the first time was back when it was the church.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been years. What year is that?
That was right before the pandemic, 2019.
Wow.
That was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Must have been right after the movie.
No.
It was before.
It was before the movie?
Before.
Wow.
Because the movie happened when Joe moved to Austin, because I remember going on JRE and going,
yeah.
you
Gave me
motherfuckers
my
better pay
first shout
attention.
out.
Better pay attention. Our girl got the fucking jackass. I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh. And I'm like, Rachel.
Thank you, Uncle Joey.
Yeah, so it was once they got down there. So we were talking about earlier. I know you, Kim, Sarah, Kyra Sultanovich. Like, I remember
Oh, wow.
Kyra Sultanovich was there in 97, and I remember her being like the assistant to Adam Barnhart.
Oh, okay.
And
Was that?
Adam Barnhart was a crazy gay guy who had a comedy show upstairs on Sunday nights.
Okay.
An open mic. He was very good, an excellent guy. And he was like a comics guy. He was just helping out people up there. But I remember all you girls, the first time I saw you doing comedy, I'm like, man, look at these girls. They're young, and look at you now.
Yeah.
Now you're
doing
young
comedy.
women, beautiful, all grown up and doing the town. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Having
How's
fun.
Austin treating you?
It's so fun. Yeah, I really am starting to enjoy Austin. It took a couple years because I came from LA, so I didn't know what to expect. I've never lived in Texas, but I'm enjoying the stage time and the friends that I've.
How many sets you do a week?
Oh gosh, I can get up to 5 sets in a night between mics and shows, so it could be anywhere between. It could be like I could get up 20 times in a week, between 10 to 20. Yeah.
But like it's interesting because you said you've been there a couple years, and I've been talking to people out here. How long did it take you to like establish yourself in Austin to start getting like consistent spots?
Well, I'm different because I didn't start stand up in Austin.
Right.
I started in LA, so by the time I moved to Austin, I had a couple years under my belt and I had the credits.
Mm-hmm.
But again, Austin doesn't really care about your credits, which I like, because Austin is really all about stand up. Doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter your credits. And I
like that.
like
too.
that because I was never, I just started stand up to do stand up. Like Jackass happened by, it just happened. I didn't.
It's nice to have a credit, though.
Yeah, it is.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, it still takes a second. It took me 2 years to really start to like get in my groove there.
Yeah, that's what I've heard from like. Actually, you did his show last night. Aaron Berg.
No, I'm doing it tonight.
It's yeah.
Oh yeah, the last night. Sorry.
He's been really great to me, and we talk a lot when he does shows at the dojo. And he was saying like it took him about 2 years in New York to finally feel like he was hitting his groove. Because like moving to a city, I know like Austin was cool for you, I bet, because you had like a lot of friends who moved there. But even still, like it's like being new in a new city, you kind of have to like
you still have to
reestablish
start
yourself.
over.
Yeah.
You still have to start over, and I really like that challenge as a comedian because I think it's good to move to different places. You can't just stay in the same place and perform in front of the same people. You'll never grow. So
Crazy. But
Yeah.
like in Austin, it's a lot touristy.
yeah,
So like even Joe's place is it's new.
which I like.
I like too.
You're
It's
always getting different audiences.
Different audiences.
Yeah,
so.
you perform for locals, but a lot of the time it's very transient, which is what I like because LA is like that, New York's like that. You know, the bigger cities.
Well, what if you're in New York? By the time you do every room, you'll be 90. You know, there's so much comedy in just the New York area, northern New Jersey, Yonkers, Brooklyn, you know. So it's okay like there if you I could just imagine sitting in New York for 2 years and just working on your stand-up. You'd be
Well,
fucking-
yes.
And that's if you went anywhere and did it.
Right. I mean, I think also, you know, whether it's moving to another city, but at least going to other parts of the country and
Starting over again. It's good
or
for you,
or
yeah.
even just travel, just getting on the road, being a road comic, whatever, as long as you are performing in front of different people, it's good.
Like I remember moving to Seattle sight unseen. Like people don't do that.
That's
People go
wild.
up and check it out.
I can't picture you in Seattle.
Went to Detroit to do comedy. Met a stripper.
Oh, it's always a stripper.
I went back to Boulder. She said she's going to pick me up on the move
Yeah.
back to Seattle.
She's really into me. She wants me to move to Seattle.
No, she came and picked me up. This one came and got me in Boulder. Went up to Seattle, stayed with me for 2 weeks, went to Seattle, find an apartment. The only thing I knew about Seattle was the Supersonics when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. I was like, I'm in. It rains. At that time, it was Nirvana.
Yeah.
Nirvana had just gotten shot, you know, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam. So I go, I'm going to go up there and have a good fucking time. But I went up there sight unseen. It's not like people, I'm going to go check it out and then put away money for a year. Fuck you. You're never going to go if you think like that.
Yeah.
You know, you're never going to go anywhere.
Well, it's kind of cool as a comic, I bet, because you could honestly, at least in this country, and probably Canada and other places, like as a comic, you could get to any city, major city, halfway major city, and find other comics and find shows
Oh, yeah.
in a
Piece of cake.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy. That's
Yeah.
great.
Piece of cake.
Well, I remember last time we were podcasting years ago, you were telling us what it was like. You would have to like fax your headshots and your veils. Like no comics today. They're, you
No.
know,
how to send a fax.
they're, all- you know,
No.
they're- like, can you imagine any of the
It would never.
open micers comics today trying to figure out a fax machine?
Well, I was going to ask you about that because, like, Austin, before I got here, I lived in Massachusetts, and like, there, 4 or 5 of my friends went to Austin and like came back within like what is like as like what do you think or what do you see with these open micers who are like they're like pilgrimaging to Austin?
It's autism.
Is it? That's all it is.
What do I see? Autism, 100%. Well, I think it's a lot of things. I think that Austin is a newer scene, which is more opportunity, new opportunity. I think Austin really values freedom of speech, and there you don't have to worry per se about what you say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anything you say at any point can have consequences, but I think in Austin, they're more about letting it speak as an art form, and there's more room for that, I think. Well, basically what I'm saying is people who have been rejected from other scenes move down to Austin in
Jesus.
hopes that they can.
The rejects are moving
start
there?
over.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Have you not? Wake up, Lee.
For every
Dude, I
mediocre
haven't
comic,
done the open mics in Austin. For those of you listening, I lived in open mics the last few years. If you get rejected out of open mics, that's
Move to Austin.
oh
We'll
my
take
god.
you.
Oh my! I can't even. That's why Rogan has all those security guys.
But
That
that's
is
the other thing though
crazy.
too is like Austin is becoming this place like people romanticize Austin. Comedians romanticize Austin. When you get there, it's a very different story. I've never really seen anyone have like an easy time moving to a new city, let alone Austin, just because it's like everyone's like talking about how great and the stage time is. You still have to start over and prove to other people that you're funny and that you're worth getting booked. And it's like,
Can I ask you a question, Rachel?
Yeah.
Don't mind to interrupt anybody here.
no, interrupt me.
Let's get down to fucking basics. Do you really think that most of the comics that move to Austin think like you? Not at all. You're a special one. You and a couple other people that I personally know. I think 60% of the comics that move down there, this is what they fantasize.
Well, I know what you're
They
about to say.
fantasize stumbling into the fucking, because I know I had fantasies when I was an open micer, and they're dumb fantasies. But you think they're really going to happen because they happen to Roseanne. You know,
Yeah.
nobody goes on stage, gets off stage, and they offer you the Tonight Show. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a once in a lifetime. But the odds are always with you. But everybody who moves to Austin to stumble into the comedy mothership, to Rogan to like them, put them on the podcast, and they blow up and they can save their mother from dying from cancer.
Well, it's that, but also I think, you know, with Kill Tony and
That's
all
it
the
right now.
opportunities.
Right, and Kill Tony's the other
that,
half.
you know, the opportunity, like, you know, the Tonight Show, and now we have Kill Tony, whether
Tony.
people like it or
Right,
not,
yeah.
it's getting more views than all the late night shows, everything. So it's like,
Well, that's-
I get that, but
that's
that's
the-
not why I moved there.
No, but you
Right.
understand.
You
what I'm
know?
talking- There's people
Yeah.
who look at there's people like us, they go, I'm going to go down there and learn the craft and get on stage every night. I'm okay if I'm a feature act for now.
Right. Well, that's what I wanted. I was like, you know, I'm not getting enough stage time in LA. We just came out of the pandemic. The strikes are happening. And it's like, you know, I started to do stand up. You know, Jackass came 3 years after, but after the movie was done and the pandemic was over, it's like, I need to learn comedy. I'm being thrown into headlining. I need to, you know, get good at this and put the time in and just, you know, and also like my path isn't similar to other people. Like I knew it was going to be rough. I was thrown to the wolves and had to figure out how to headline, you know? So
It's really rough that I know for a fact that because we all have weird fantasies. And guess what? They come true. They come true when you put the work in, but not the way you think they're going to come.
right.
You know, like not the way you think they're going to come through. You think you're going to get a major motion picture and star with Brad Pitt, but you'll probably just get accepted at the Laugh Factory. Just for Jamie to see you when you move to LA.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing.
Oh my
That's a
God, that'd be
miracle.
great.
That's
Yeah.
a fucking miracle. How many people move to LA and showcase at the Laugh Factory and try to get in there? So you have to look at your miracles by that. Like for
Even
me,
just
it was
getting a
Mitzi
showcase.
Shore. For me, it was Mitzi Shore.
Yeah.
A month after I moved to LA, I'm a regular.
Yeah.
That was my Tonight Show.
hmm
Now I had to do something with it. And
Yeah.
that's what I don't think a lot of comics today are seeing that. In fact, a lot of people in regular lives don't see that. People don't want to put the work in anymore. And everybody, 60% of the audience now wants to be a celebrity. Every time you go to a restaurant, there's a wall with all the sponsors. You can take pictures there. And people look at that shit.
Yeah.
They barely made the $50 tab, but they're going to go over there and take a picture like this and flex their little skinny gold chain or whatever. You know, and that's the other half. I think you could tell there's a lot of people who just want to be stars.
Yeah.
They don't even know what it takes. They don't know the path. I just want to be, what do they call those? Influencers.
Yeah.
You know, I want to make $1 million a month.
Yeah.
I want to go to Burning Man.
But like the crazy thing with Kill Tony, and it's probably one of the top 2 or 3 biggest podcasts in the world right now.
Yeah.
Is like Rogan to me is the Tonight
Number
Show
one.
because you still have to get booked on it. Like it's a little because I'm with all these level of comedians. They look at Rogan like it's like one day it'd be great. Kill Tony is you can wait in line. I mean it's a luck, but it's just to get on. But you can get on. You could move to Austin, go to and sign up every Monday, and eventually, in theory, you'll get on.
Yeah,
And-
but if that's what you want, but you better be prepared because that might be
Oh.
your one and only opportunity.
Dude, I had
you know what I mean?
and I don't remember his name, and it doesn't matter. But when I was living in LA, this open micer got on, but way before Kill Tony. It was big, but it was episode 500. He bombed so hard that like they started to boo him, and like even Rogan was like, "Oh God, they hate you." And this is how crazy he was. He put that clip up on his website.
As if it's like a credit.
Like he
Yeah.
did so he bombed so he knocked the table over and like refused to pay for their drinks. Like they
Legend.
were booing him before he said one word. And it was like,
I love that shit. I love the confidence of, I want an ounce of that, confidence
oh,
where my shit don't stink no matter how much I
open mic.
bomb.
I'll never forget this comic got banned from the open mic at Flappers because at Flappers they
Not
had a
Flappers.
ticket. You had to buy, like, when you go to the fair and you buy a ticket and you would write your name down on it. He just went to Costco and bought a thing of the tickets.
Legend.
Put his name down like 50 times.
Yeah.
And then they figured, they're like, well, hold on, we don't remember selling you these many fucking tickets. So yeah, it's fucking. I can't imagine what Austin open mics are like.
Dude, they're fun. I actually run an open mic there. I run an open mic once a week called Off the Cuff. It's at Creek, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. And, one thing that I've noticed with a lot of new comics and comics who are just beginning is, they're wondering how they can get booked more. And so I asked, like, well, what are you doing to give back to comedy? Because we all take so much. And so for me, it's not even about running a show. I was like, I want to start a mic. I want something for like new comics to come and have a place to start, because it's a riff mic. You pull topics from the bucket and you riff. It's like the poor man's bottom of the barrel. It's the bottom of the bottom of the barrel, but it's
we
at
do it
Creek.
in Jersey too.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I've seen, people who've never done stand up. They come to my mic and they pull a topic and it's all about, what are your thoughts on this topic? The funny will come, hopefully.
It's a great way to start, like your first mic ever, for sure.
Yeah, because it's intimidating to go up there and you don't know what to talk about.
Mhm.
So why not,
Good idea.
learn the practice of riffing. And so, yeah, that's,
I remember when I first wanted to actually, like, we all have a fantasy and then you have a dream. You have to separate those motherfuckers. But I think it took me 3 years to go, okay, I'm going to work on this.
yeah.
There's something here. I could build on this, And I took it for what it was. I hid for years. You hide because you don't want to move up. You're enjoying yourself doing this shit, going to bars. I didn't want that pressure. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't handle comedy clubs. I would do guest sets at comedy clubs in Denver, but I wouldn't ask to get booked. They would ask me, and I go, nah. And I liked what I did until I felt comfortable. And I went to Seattle, and that's where I took my first feature spot at the Comedy Underground, which was, who I featured for?
Who?
Laurie Kilmartin.
Oh, wow. Wow,
1990.
you featured for her?
1995 at the Seattle Comedy Underground. But it always, for me, was I knew I was going to hide.
She's a great comic. By
Yeah,
the
she's
way.
a great comic.
I'm a fan.
She's a writer. She's a
Yeah,
big-time
no,
writer
I'm a
for
fan.
Conan or
I'm a
something
fan.
like that. But it's just weird that I could tell like in LA, I bumped into 20 guys. I bumped into one guy, Rachel, I want to beat the fuck out of.
Name names.
No. Met him in an acting class. Said he was we got to talking. Nice kid. And he goes, you do stand-up? Yeah. I'm going to come see you. And he came that night to the store. And when I got off stage, he's like, I think I could do that. I can do that. I'm better than you. And I'm looking at this guy. So he went down to Hens Mitchell's clubs.
Okay.
Remember that one? Down on the only black club on Beverly. The guy was a man.
I know what you're talking. It was
Are you
on
talking
Pico, no?
Yes.
It was on Pico.
Are you
Pico.
talking about
Yeah,
Sal's? No?
Yes.
No. It was
That's the first time I met
it was
Chelsea
on
Handler
Pico.
down
Yeah. I forget what I'm blanking, but yeah, I remember
It
that
was on
club.
Pico,
Yeah.
there. And it was like, what were we talking about?
Some guy said he could do comedy better than
Yeah,
you.
he could do comedy better than me. So he said something. He goes, I'm going to go down there. And he went down there. And I saw him in acting class the following week. This guy had done like 3 open mics, and he was there one night. And he got a Montreal festival audition.
God damn it.
Right? And he came to me. He goes, did you see this? I got this. And I remember looking at it, and I wasn't angry or anything. I'm like, because I knew. He'd only been on stage 3 times. It's not going to work out.
Cut to, he's like doing arenas now? Or
What?
no? Did he do stand-up? Did it go well or no?
No, because you're always funny at the office. You're always funny at that restaurant. Anybody can go up there and be funny for 5 minutes, 2, 1 time. Now when the lights are on, there's people there with notepads and you're not prepared for that. Trust me. You don't think I still remember auditioning? I told you for Charlie Hill, the Indian, at the University of Colorado. I thought I was going in front of an audience. It was 3 motherfuckers with a notepad, and they were all American Indians with feathers and shit. And I mean,
It's crazy because bombing in front of 3 people hurts just as much as like
bombing
in a
almost
full-
more, 'cause
almost worse.
at
or
least-
not knowing what you're doing.
Right.
I was doing comedy maybe 2.5 years, and a very part-time maybe-ish.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even have the Judy Carter workbook yet. Like I was just still fucking. And then I still remember going in, and there was 3 people. And I still remember going to an NBC comedy tournament when networks used to have tournaments at the Comedy Works. And I signed up. I was like number 18. I'd never been on stage.
Jesus.
Like, I'm going to go down there and fuck these motherfuckers up. I could do this. And I remember going down there and just eating. Because, bro, it didn't work out for me. I thought I could do what I did in the corner by Hashways. Didn't work out. The first joke went well. They clapped. And after that, it was...
Especially because at the Comedy Works, was everyone else doing well?
No, guys. It was 11 in the morning.
No, it wasn't.
And you went up in front of 3 people. And that's what I'm saying.
11 in the
No,
morning.
you're not prepared for that.
They still have coffee cups on.
A year of comedy will not prepare you to walk into it, for them to say, hey, we really enjoyed your set. Show up tomorrow at 11 o'clock in the morning, do a spot for fucking 3 judges from NBC that you don't know what they are. They could be bakers. I thought they were like fucking comedy geniuses. Then later on, the guy owns a real estate shop.
Oh, no.
This guy rents roller skates for a living. But in your mind, you don't fucking know. You've been doing comedy for 2 hours.
Right.
And you went down there. There's no way you're going to handle 3 people with a notepad just staring at you. And comics in the room.
Yeah.
And they got NBC jackets on and Catch a Rising Star t-shirts. And you with a Pittsburgh Pirates shirt on. You follow what I'm saying to you? It's a different world. And that's what bothers me about people, that they think that they could do what we do.
Yeah.
Nothing. Like when people say, Will Arnett, the comedian. He is a comedic actor.
Right.
There's a director in the room that says, cut, hold on, let's do that again. We don't do that. We go up there, there's no rewrite, there's no fucking director saying, no, don't say that. There's no fucking, hold on, that joke didn't work. Let's do it again. There's none of that shit. That's where we come in. That's why I respect what the fuck I do. And what the fuck they do, they have somebody write them the fucking jokes. And then they do it, and it's 1 or 2 takes, and everybody in the fucking staff, ha, 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 ha. He's so fucking funny. Yeah, okay. Do what the fuck we do, motherfucker. From 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., that's what, the other way around.
Yeah.
8 p.m. to 2 a.m., I'm fucking throwing heat, okay? You can't do that.
The rest of the day, I'm smoking weed on the couch.
Yeah, me too. So you got to remember when people watch this shit, and when I see shit like that online, you know it burns my fucking bro. Nothing gets me hot online. But when I see people giving props to a comedic actor and calling them a comedian, not on my fucking watch, motherfucker. Not on my watch, because I'll go up head to head with you. They won't even show up to do what we do.
No.
Do you follow me? Because if you came to me and said, hey, they want you on an NBC show tomorrow to do what they do, I'll go down there and rock with them. But guess what? They're not going to do what we do on the drop of a dime. So stop it.
Right.
Again, Saturday Night Live, great cast, a different type of energy. They cannot do what we do.
Unless the
Unless they're
stand-ups
stand-up
on there do
comedians,
well.
yeah.
We stand alone.
Yeah.
They go out, they go up there, and again, it's a group.
An ensemble.
It's
Right.
2
It's a
people.
group project. It's a group
Okay?
project.
No. We go solo. That's why everybody who keeps doing this shit on stage with 2 people, I don't go on stage with nobody. I don't ever want to go on stage with nobody.
Right.
Get the fuck off the stage. There's a
Right.
brick wall, a microphone, smoke, and me, or Rachel, or another woman, or another man. There's never 2 of us. We are not Carol Burnett and Dick Van fucking Dyke, or whatever the fuck the couples are.
Right. And it's crazy, but you do have to work with them. Like you were talking
No, you have
about.
to work with nobody.
You do, though. Because listen, you were talking about like experience. Like this weekend, I did the 11 o'clock show. and the comic before me did a joke that I liked, but that was like controversial. And like there were like 12 people in the room. This one woman didn't like it, and she was literally almost at the door with 6 of her friends. Half the room was going to be gone. The host luckily got them to sit down.
Okay.
But 3-4 years ago, last year, I don't know if I would have been able to handle it.
You were scared?
But no, I wasn't scared, but I wouldn't have known how to handle it. Like one of his favorite stories is when I got brought up at the La Jolla store as Lee SWAT, and I bombed super hard. This week, I was at a bar on the 3rd floor with like 15 people. The host brought me up as Syed. Just
damn.
Lee,
Your whole set
Syed, just Syed, like I was Prince, and I had fun. Like it was just talking about like growing and dealing with there's stuff that a year ago, 2 years, I wouldn't have been able to handle, and now it's like you can see like okay, it's not as scary. Like back then, like I was gonna ask you when you started headlining at 3 years, how much time did you really have?
10 minutes, 5 minutes.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
but
then
I had no choice.
No. And then what did it feel like being on like that first time before you went up to do like, what did they want you to do? 30, 45?
At least
30.
I had
Yeah.
to figure it out.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah, I was doing Anne Friend shows, so I'd have my friends on.
Right.
Help fill the time.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But even still I remember it was super hard for me to go from 15 to 20.
Yeah.
To get to 20 minutes took me like a year to like really feel comfortable. 20 minutes is a long fucking time.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that long.
I like talking to the crowd, so that helps me stretch out my jokes more because I like doing a little bit of crowd work with the intention of bringing it to a joke, you know?
That definitely.
Hopefully.
The explanation of a joke is always great. Why? I used to like to tell a joke. People look at you weird and then break it down. This is why. Now let me break it down on my terms. And then they kind of take the ride with you because it happens in life. But let me tell you when it happened to me. Something similar to that, you know. But stand-up is listen, here's a beautiful thing about stand-up. I've been doing it for 34 years. And every once in a while, I go, God damn, I never knew that before. You know? It's a continuing journey. When you go to plumbing school, when you become a plumber, it's 4 years to become a journeyman. 2 years, you're an apprentice. 4 years, journeyman. After 6 years, you're like a master plumber, a master electrician. I don't know what it is, maybe 6 or 7 years. And that's it. With an art, which this is an art, whatever you might think. When I get up on stage and yell and talk about pussy and assholes, and it's an art. It's an art. It's an art in itself because how many people would I put up there and have a nervous breakdown? There's people that'd rather die. Like there's people that if you take them and go, I'm going to put you on stage and give you $500,000, they'll go, I'd rather get shot in the fucking head. That's why there's Toastmasters, all those clubs, so people could practice public speaking. Did you know that? A lot of people don't know that. Public speaking, if they do a survey every year and it's number 1 or 2 on the list, what's your biggest fear?
Yeah.
Public speaking.
But I was like that when we met. I didn't want to be on the podcast. I didn't want to talk in front of anybody 15 years ago.
And people think I'm not really a fucking god. I'm like one of those dudes that shows up at your town. You bring your little fucked up kid to me and I put my hand on his head. When Lee came to me, he was all fucked up. I put my hand on his head. The first night I had him with a hooker. with a black eye at the Ha Ha Cafe. And he took her across.
Is this true?
Yeah, I had to do, but he didn't know she was a hooker. He didn't know she was a hooker.
No, well, thanks for telling me. I
didn't know she was a hooker either, fucking
you
Lee.
did. All right. So it was like we met, and like the first 5 or 6 times I would just go hang out with him. He would close out the old Ha Ha Cafe with like 4 people, and it was awesome. I was having like the time of my life, and we would sit at these like patio furniture chairs outside. And he would smoke cigarettes and eat Mike and Ike's. And one night, this woman just kind of like sat down. Like this is on Lancashire Boulevard, which is like sort of like Main Street of North Hollywood. Like people would just walk up and down. And this woman just sat down, and she had a bandage around her head. And I was, dude, I was 23. I was 23, and I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And
she's like a present wrapped in a bow.
No, it wasn't a bow. It was white and dirty. And this fucking asshole, this woman gets me talking, And I didn't know yet that you always had to have one eye on where Joey was. She's talking to me, but I don't remember what. And I look back, Joey gone. Just gone.
I don't get between love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
welcome, Lee.
I
Meanwhile,
don't
this
get in the middle of love here.
welcome.
meanwhile, this crazy lady, she was telling me,
You're looking for a girl with a good head on her shoulders.
it was barely on
She's
there.
got a head.
Oh my
on her
God.
shoulder.
But how I really lured him in, I didn't lure him with the chick because at the haha, a lot of people don't know this, but let's tell the truth, Lee. On Friday and Saturday night, the hot dog man at the corner, that motherfucker made you your favorite hot dogs
That
with
wasn't that
pineapple
early
on.
on, but that hot dog.
Nah,
was
don't be lying. You
all
and my
right,
buddy.
maybe a couple hot dogs. But yes,
They used to have pineapple
until it gave
on
you
your
food
hot dog.
poisoning.
What else? Yeah, I got food poisoning.
that was,
I did
That
one
was,
day.
Yeah,
that
but
was
it's so
that-
good.
That was a sad day when I called him because everyone. So we're going between story, but this dude had a cart, a van, and these bacon wrapped hot dogs. Which, if you haven't had a Mexican bacon wrapped hot dog, you really need to get one. They put mayo, which doesn't sound right, but they put onions and peppers. And he would call me and just pick me up, and we'd go to this dude. And he probably was by the haha.
Yeah, he was
But-
across the street against the fence. And they had like a happy
That's where all
hour
the best
sign.
restaurants
And he
are.
would put a table out with all the fucking salsas and the cheese. And that's how you knew you were going to get something because people just putting their hands on there
Oh, yeah.
on the way out of a bar. He got there at 12.
And then one night I was like, dude, let's go get hot dogs. He's like, no, bro, we can't go there anymore. I went last week and I fucking puked my brains out.
No, that was not. I remember I did that show at the Improv, and then we all went there to celebrate. And next day I was puking blood and shitting animals out of my ass. And fucking Mexican bacon with cartel shit on it.
Dude, that happened a few times. Rachel, do you know the thing with Joey is that they like don't text him? Have you
What do
heard
you
that
mean?
rule about him?
No?
Okay, that used to be a rule. And unless the only
What would
text,
happen when you texted him?
he would get real upset. You get real angry. We don't text. We're from New Jersey, and I'm not from. But
Texting's fucking gay, bro.
yeah, it was, except during this time, the only text I would ever get from him were just 6 a.m, pictures of the most horrific shits. You'd get those too, George? And then he'd just call me up and like, what do you think of that? Meanwhile, my Paul is sleeping in bed next to me. It's 6. I'm fucking still high from the podcast last night. Oh my God. It
For
was
me
like,
to send you a picture of a shit, it's got to be a real shit, okay? It's not going to be like today, a little carrot came out of my ass. I ain't sending you that picture. I'll send you like a fucking Chinese toothpick. One of those big motherfuckers that are skinny.
yeah, but why did I feel like I was the only one getting those text messages?
No,
Now
I
at
send them
least
to-
George got
I
them.
s-
Thank God.
I send them to people who I love. No more. I stop because God's a motherfucker. When somebody
police
sends you
came
one
to
of
your
those
door?
pictures, oh, I got one back from somebody. And I was eating like a taco. I had to throw the taco away and puke it up and shit. So I'm like, I'm not doing that anymore. I sent them to Tom Segura and Bert. Those guys always deserve it. Duncan.
I bet Tom likes. Doesn't Tom like though? Like,
Yeah, Tom likes those things. Disgusting.
oh my God.
They'll call the doctor on you. I did that to Rogan once. I took a poop in the bathroom in Irvine and I put a bunch of ketchup on it. And I walked out and I waited for him to go in. He's like, Jesus Christ, who needs to go to the doctor? We were tortured. We took the ketchup and put on the toilet paper and everything.
But hold on.
Oh.
I've heard this story, but like I always wanted to like, what made you look at this shit and be like, I gotta fucking
Because
dope
I was
this
in
up
shock.
and show it to
I was in
somebody?
shock. I smelled it first and I'm like, I got to look at this just to make sure there's not an animal in there before me. And it was sticking out of the water. There was so much. That's why I put the ketchup like an island. It was like, so I put the ketchup on
island.
and I put the ketchup on the toilet paper and put it around it. And then we waited. I go, nobody's allowed in the bathroom till Joe gets off stage. And he went right into the bathroom. He's like, Jesus fucking Christ. We're fucking dying. Why?
Rachel,
Because there's ketchup in the green room. So you bring it in the bathroom.
oh,
You know how the Irvines are in Ontario?
Oh, yeah.
They have
Yeah,
the
you used
bathroom
that
in the
ketchup
green
before.
room.
They're intimate,
They're very intimate
Oh.
and stuff.
do female comics do this stuff?
100%.
Really? Oh,
I
shit.
wish I was joking. We're what in what way?
I don't pictures of shit throwing your tampons at people. I don't know what, like just gross shit. Like I thought you were gonna say no.
You don't know women. We're disgusting.
What
But
are,
it's
like-
not that. Maybe not that, but it's like, other things.
Is there like a lot of competition between female comedians? or no? Do you find
No, we all just love each other so much. That's why there's so many of us on every show. We no.
no? You
Yeah, no, we love working together.
It's a regular little affair of comedy.
Yeah, you know. We're so supportive of each other.
Why not?
What do you mean?
Like, why do you? Because I don't. There's like, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not high enough in comedy yet. But like, there's a little bit of competition. But I don't like hate any of like. I don't look at another chubby Jew and be like, I fucking
No, because you're a semi.
no.
Well, no, maybe not.
Nope. I hate everybody, but like I don't know.
You're
Because I've heard of like female comedians like not getting along, and I
that's the thing.
I didn't know
That's just
why.
women in general,
Women
let
in general.
alone female comics. But female comics probably because, like any industry, it's male dominated, and you still have to like prove that you're just as funny as all the other comics, you know. So it's like, and there's probably I don't want to say less opportunity, but there's not as many female comics as there are male comics. And I think that, we have to, everyone, but women specifically, we always have to prove we deserve our place in comedy.
Right. And the other problem I have with that is like, because I'm sure people say it about me, like you get shows that you shouldn't get, whatever.
What shows would that be?
I don't like for me, like I get to open up for Joey in front of 4,000 people and that's why I do put the work in. But on the other side of it, what I always think is like, let's say it was total nepotism, whatever it is. Do you want you to turn down this? Like, am I supposed to not try my fucking best and do?
Yeah.
Like, if the shoe was on the other foot, you would take that opportunity too.
Of course.
Fuck yeah.
Well, you didn't ask for it.
I took the opportunity.
You should.
So why wouldn't I give it?
Right.
If I took it, why wouldn't I give it?
Right, but
What do you think? That I just did 200 seat shows? People have taken me. I remember one fucking particular instance where a guy called me and did, what's the theater on Wilton?
Yeah.
And I was like just happy to get a couple hundred.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy called me that night and he goes, we're splitting it 4 ways.
damn.
Okay. So you want me to sit here and just go, I didn't get lucky. Can you imagine that? Expecting to get like $300 on New Year's. And when you get there, they go, no. You see this place? We're splitting it 4 ways. It's on you. And I ate the biggest bag of dick.
But the check cash.
Like a motherfucker. But it's not. No, I probably didn't bomb. Because I was so happy.
I was going to say.
You want a comic to be funny, pay him before he goes on stage. That's the funniest motherfucker you're ever going to have. When I put 500 in your hand and an 8-ball, that's the funniest he's ever going to be. Right there. He's happy. He's got a dessert. I gave him weed. I gave him a hotel room. I couldn't give him a woman, but he's got all the tools to
You
get
got him a hooker.
Yeah, You have to give opportunities when you got opportunities. I still remember barely having 15 minutes and some guy paying me like $600 a show.
Isn't it crazy?
That's fucking crazy.
Right.
And then I'm driving home and all of a sudden my car blows up on the 70.
That's
it
how
gets
it
on
goes.
fire and shit. And you're like, God
Every
damn
fucking
it.
time.
But that's the thing. How can you not give young comics opportunity? Why wouldn't you? I love giving an open micer $50.
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
They look at you and they just tremble. They look at, I can't take it and go to fuck home before I do change my mind.
Yeah, well, that's why that's one of the reasons why I started this mic. And last week I paid a photographer to come and take headshots of all the comics, because when you first start, at least in LA, they're like $400.
Yeah.
You get scammed multiple times over. It's not even a real photographer. He wants to fuck you. And like, it's like, fine, but are the
fucking
shots
nightmare.
good? Like,
That never happened to me.
well,
I got plenty of headshots and no one ever did anything
yeah,
creepy to
well,
me.
That's a great
you got
idea.
loofah'd.
Thing, I
so.
know.
People still ask for headshots.
Well, it's more like when you book a show, they want a professional
Picture.
And a lot of these, like when I first started, you don't even, like there are people who will submit their like selfies,
Right.
When you first start, because they don't know. And like, these are just things that I would want if I were to start, like, someone telling me, guiding me, you know, because they don't have some of these comics that come to my mic sleep in their cars, you know? So it's like, you know what I mean?
I remember getting to the LA, getting to the Comedy Store, and that Monday, I had an audition and I didn't even know what to do. And the piano player, who was a gay Spanish guy with a cute little hat, told me he was a photographer. And he shot me, and those pictures, I used those for I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
You know, you remember the first headshot, it was a baker at La Dizio in Boulder. He took my headshots with me drinking an egg cream and something like that. Whatever. You didn't know. You don't fucking know. But that's a great idea to do for these guys. Like get headshots.
Yeah.
Even action shots. Because I don't even know who needs a headshot anymore.
Well, no, just like, you know, a professional photo.
Oh, do they ask for it?
Know what I
Oh, they
mean?
ask for a headshot and bio all the time.
All the
All the
time.
clubs and everything?
All the clubs, all the booker, even like for like bar shows, they want a headshot of
And
you.
the problem is you want to have a headshot because I can't tell you whenever I have this one like really fat picture of me, and whenever people don't ask for a headshot, that's the picture
That's
they
a
take.
picture they'll take.
So like,
no,
damn, like,
yeah.
you gotta have it.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, these are just things like whenever, now that, you know, I'm a little bit further along in comedy, you know, people starting now, they're just so lost. And it's like when you start comedy, it's scary, it's intimidating. And you don't have, you know, a lot of, like, I didn't have a big sis. I did have male mentors. I never had a female comic want to mentor me. But that's what I wish I had, was something like that.
Yeah.
Or just like a comic, like willing to kind of show me the ropes. Like, here's the direction, you know, because a lot of time you don't start comedy with direction. It's a lot of going in the wrong direction before you figure out.
For 2 years, I didn't know dick.
Yeah.
And I came here for 9 months, and that opened up the view. I'm like, oh, this is what it is. He said the blind man. Okay. And then I went back to Denver, and now I had a plan. And it was bar shows, and, you know, but you don't know for the first 3 years. And it is rough. It's uncharted waters. And like the only thing I had was the Judy Carter workbook.
And there's bad people out there too who prey on, you know, vulnerable artists and new artists, especially when you start stand up. A lot of times you're just like not in a good place, or you're not coming from a good place, you know?
There's a page on Facebook, like New Jersey open mics. There's like 8 of them.
Yeah.
And I just want to see where the open mics are. So I joined all of them, you know. And once a week, I don't even know how they don't, because I just go on there to see where the open mics are, if they're changing, maybe something close to my house. And all those guys, always like once a week, one of those guys goes, "Is this Joey Diaz? Why don't you come to the open mic and coach us?" And I'm like, I can't coach.
I think that's where I first met you in person, was at the Fourth Wall.
Yeah.
I saw both of you there.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow, Uncle Joey does open mics. I was like, well, then I got to be doing open mics for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And so I never stop. I'll never stop going to open mics.
Yeah, you have to
I don't
go
give
to
a
open
fuck.
mic.
I don't give a fuck. If you're a comic and you're like, I don't do open mics, then I don't respect
See,
you.
for me, I didn't have to go to open mics. I had something better.
What?
Mexican rooms.
Well, that's also
That
like,
was
we have
training.
that in LA. And
That
But
was
that's a level
Felipe,
of open mic.
Exactly.
Edwin,
Exactly.
George Perez,
Exactly.
Rudy Moreno, God rest his soul, gave me a lot of money all those years. At $35 a set at the Brave Bull, it's still, that motherfucker.
Well,
took care
Felipe
of
is
me.
one of my first.
Yeah, he took me on
mentors.
the wrong.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. The Mexican rooms were my open mics. They wouldn't put the TV off during the Laker game or
Yeah.
when those Dodgers are on. You got to do comedy. If somebody hits home run, fucking the room blows up.
Oh, but dude, that's a level above open mics. Like, especially
Yeah.
No, but it's a great level.
It's
I would
no,
do
it's-
those first and then do my set at the Comedy Store at 11,
Right. Oh, that's
12
great.
o'clock at night.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that's what because I still do them occasionally. I have tried to slow down and like to start hanging out more at clubs, but I would love to be at a place where I feel like I could like try new stuff out, even at bar shows. Like, I don't know.
You
if
could do
feel
that at
this.
bar shows right now.
I feel the pressure that I'll try. Like, if someone comes to me in the moment, but like, it's tough
That's
for me
where
to.
you do that, the bar shows.
I still use open mics for that.
No, do a
Nah,
bar show.
do the bar show. Because listen, at a bar show, they're not really paying attention either.
Yeah.
I feel like the comics are though.
Fuck
Fuck
the
the comics.
comics.
They don't
They're
put
the
money
ones
in your
booking you
pocket.
for other
Nah,
shows.
bro. Nah, bro.
They don't put money in
They'll
your
understand
pocket.
what you're doing. You know, a real comic understands what you're doing there.
I've-
And will respect you more than if you go up with material you've been doing for years.
Right. Well, I agree with that. I'm always working on like a new chunk, but there's I don't know, at least in my head, I have like material that I'm working on at Mike's and then I have material that's like, okay, I found out that this works. Let's try it here. But I don't know, in Austin, I don't know if you feel this, but at like the big clubs, in New York, I feel like, not that I'm going to get discovered, but like, if I have a few bad sets in a row, like the word's gonna get out because comics talk, and like I still feel like I need to prove myself.
We always have to prove ourselves, no matter what. We're always proving ourselves in new ways or whatever. But like, you can't care about that. You can't care about that.
I bomb all the time. I don't necessarily even mind bombing.
What are you worried about? That other people will think you're not funny?
Yeah.
Not everyone's going to think you're funny.
No, I know. I don't. But I want them not even funny. I want them to like respect,
of course,
and like get booked, and like that's what like, stuff is slowly starting to get a little bit busier. I'm like, okay, and I don't know. That's when you're talking about open mics. That's what I view open mics for. Is like that's where I don't mind going up and just throwing stuff out there.
Well, there's also something really badass about taking risks in person, and like there's a way to do it. You know, you can take those risks in the middle of your set.
You can hide them.
Yeah.
I tell them all the time. You hide them in the middle.
Yeah.
Once you got them and they're laughing, it's a rotation, okay? It's a rotation.
Right.
So boom, boom, it's a beat. And now you're like, fuck it, I got 4 beats already. Let me try this off-color joke. But you're also going to be prepared. It's like throwing a sidekick at a UFC. That guy could grab your leg and pull it out, so be careful.
Right.
So if you throw that sidekick, you better be careful that you have a fucking punch to go into him, guy.
And if I'm being honest, like I do feel more confident, especially the last year, but it's still, I don't know. Like I'm so looking forward. Like in the next couple of years, my goal is to be at the major. I'm not in the Cellar's a different level, but like the major New York comedy clubs. That's my goal over the next couple of years. And that's when, I don't know, in my head, I'm like, that's when I'll be able to go to bar shows, and those are my open mics then, is when I can say I'm doing 3 at New York and 2
But Lee,
at
you're
the state.
already there.
I'm not there in the clubs yet.
No, you're already at that point in your career where you could be doing that.
And the clubs are just around the corner. You don't know.
I'm not in a huge rush.
They're around the corner, my friend.
And it's...
Lee, you're hilarious.
I appreciate it. I bombed super hard at St. Mark's.
That's okay.
That was fucking
Bomb
fun.
as much as you want.
It's a fucking game of percentages
I respect
anyway.
you more for
I'm not
bombing than going up with the same material for 10 years,
I'm
which
not
also
complaining.
happens.
I'm just, honestly, it's to the point. Like, this woman told me that she did ketamine with the Kennedys, and then she got up and yelled at me that she could see my stomach from Times Square, and I don't know what I did to her.
That's hilarious.
I don't know what the fuck I said to her. It was crazy. It was right after the dojo. Dude, it's been fun. And
That's
I
fucking
like
cold-blooded.
Oh, I know.
No,
That's
I love
the
that. You got to
baddest
write that
heckle
shit
I
down.
have ever heard.
You got to write that shit down.
Oh, write it down. I'm Jewish and neurotic. That shit's been playing in my head.
It's going to live in your rent. Live in your head rent free.
But it makes me laugh. Because I was like, I was feeling skinny that. Like, I thought I looked pretty good. I didn't think I was that fat anymore. But it was, but then.
Well,
like,
it's the same way how you see yourself is the same way how you think that you're not ready to do like new material at bar shows.
Right. I guess. Yeah. Dude, I've struggled with confidence. Like, and this is like the most confident I've ever been. And it's not very confident. And it's like, that is something that I don't have. And I do feel like I'm working very hard, and I feel like I am a good comic. I'm proud. Like I think I'm as good or better than a lot of people. But like off stage, it's different. Like I almost wish I could live my life on stage. I'd be a fucking pimp if I could. Like if that was the person that was out in the real world. You
have to realize that
I tried a little bit with women. When I was like hitting on women, that's when I would just pretend I was on stage and like fake it.
What's your move, Lee?
I have no move.
Pretend I'm a girl you're hitting on. What would you say to me?
A girl I'm hitting on, I'd be on that chair over there just like staring at you, hoping that like a rom-com happened and like you were into chubby guys and he came over like, I just want to rub your head. Or
That might work. I like my head being rubbed.
No. You
Oh,
rubbing
you
my
want
head.
your head? I'll rub your head.
No, dude. Can you imagine me going up to a girl, any girl, and just be like, "Hey, I want to rub your head."
I might take that.
No, you
offer.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
You
100%.
would not.
Who doesn't
Maybe
like
if
a
it looked
good
like
head
Brad
rub?
Pitt.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Can you imagine me in Austin, sweaty, coming up to
Yeah,
you? Can I
Brad
rub
Pitt.
your head, Rachel?
I got Brad Armpit over here. I'll take it. I'll take Brad Armpit over.
Listen, I'll
Pitt.
take it. That's a credit.
You're torturing them. I love it.
This is fun. Oh my God. Oh, I love it. Oh yeah. That one, there was one, I think the best one was the transgender woman at the Hollywood dojo. Do you remember there was this very pretty lady who would be at like Kill Tony all the time and the store all the
Yes,
time?
Cassandra. Blonde girl?
Yeah. Yeah.
Blonde, big boobs.
I was at the dojo. I was like a year or two in a comedy, and this other comic, Andrew, they must have been friends. So like they were going back and forth about being transgender. And I'm a year or two in a comedy, and I tried a joke about transgender. The crowd laughed. I will say that I was very happy with it.
Oh wait, you're not talking about. Are you talking about a hot, like the hot one, or there's one that wasn't hot?
I don't know. I think very pretty.
Okay,
She
it matters.
And the problem I had is that her and the other comic were going back and forth like they were friends, and I thought that I could do it. She got upset and called me Danny DeVito, and then threw a pepperoni at me.
You should have called her Manny DeVito.
Oh, I crumbled. I didn't go. I felt so bad. I thought it was like a fun, like she was in the comedy scene, like it was gonna be okay. And the crowd thought it was a good joke. I'm still proud of the joke, but she did not like it at all. And that when she threw that pepperoni at me, it was fucking.
Dog,
and
I've
my
been
mom
doing
was
comedy
there.
for 35 years. Nobody ever threw pepperoni at me. I got a beer bottle, or, shit like that.
I don't want that. I'd much rather have pepperoni thrown at me.
Oh
than
yeah,
my
I
beer.
feel like you're not complaining about that. I feel like you like meat
No,
thrown at
You know
you.
what the funny thing
Yeah.
is? If you would have picked up the pepperoni and ate it,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
that's
should've.
where you
You
beat them.
should've.
You just pick it up and go, fuck you, bitch. I was looking for some pepperoni anyway and shit.
I'll have to find the recording. I'm gonna find it. Maybe I did. I used to eat off people's plates. Like I'd make a joke. In fact, I'm making fat jokes, and they would like offer me food on. That would get huge laughs. If like someone offers you a nacho and you take a nacho on stage, that's fucking crazy. I'm less fat.
How long are you in town for, Rach? What's going on?
Till Wednesday, till tomorrow.
And then what?
Just stand up, and then I'm traveling around for the next few months, and then just go on the road in the next.
You're
in the
really
new
going
year.
after it, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I love stand up.
I'll shoot you some dates if you can
I
do
would
them.
love that.
Yeah.
Are you fucking?
All
Are you
right.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
I would love that.
Just let me know if you want to come up.
I'm down to clown.
Because I got to get a woman pretty soon. Because I have guys, I got to get a woman up front. Because a lot of women buy tickets for their dates, for men.
Yeah.
Then they come to the show and they get nothing.
Mhm.
They get 3 people talking about dick and pussy, and they sit there like fucking orphans. So I always used to have a woman just to give them something. They went out for their, if a woman comes to one of my shows, I want to, like I'm thinking about buying flowers or something for women, because for them to sit through my bullshit,
That's
they
funny.
need something. They need a hug,
A support
therapist,
group.
a support group,
You could probably partner with a florist
Huh?
in the cities you're going to.
What happened?
You could probably partner with a florist in the cities you're going to.
I'm sorry,
Thank you,
honey.
Lee. I didn't know that. I was going to call Colombian, fly down there and pick them up and then bring them back.
No, I'm saying,
God
God
damn
damn
it.
it.
No, I know.
You
I
should
know
go
how
to
do it.
Columbia and pick them up.
I'm just saying that's why I always liked
That's a nice idea.
women in front, because they get something nice for the ladies. It's not 3 fucking guys talking about dick and
Also, when your girl's happy, you're happy. Like if you're taking your girl to the show,
What
if
girl?
she's
oh yeah,
like
yeah,
your
that-
audience, well,
No, I'm married. My wife.
not
don't go to
your,
fucking
but like
show.
you like the guy in the audience. If his girl's happy, he's happy.
Yeah.
You know.
So and you could see it when they walk out. You could see the girls, or at least thank God, whatever. So that's why. So yeah, I'd love to have you.
Let's do it.
Maybe Mississippi. The casino in Mississippi.
Yeah, Mississippi it is.
And,
IPPI.
Yeah, you're close. You're close to there. Now, have you been going to Houston for comedy?
Yeah, Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth.
Who books you in Dallas?
I do Big Laugh or Hyenas.
Hyenas.
Yeah.
Hyenas still the big club.
I
up
like
there.
Hyenas.
I remember I was at Hyenas once. They had room in Fort Worth.
Yeah,
And after it was a Sunday night, it was a black show.
I love
I
it.
did the weekend, but I stayed
Yeah.
for the black show. And then I'll never forget this. I went outside and they paid me $50. And I'm like, what am I going to do with $50? And there was a 400-pound black dude with a T-shirt on selling pork chop sandwiches. Okay. He hadn't cleaned the grill in maybe 3 years. He was just scraping it, and he'd throw more pork chops on it, and he'd throw not the shit that Spanish people and salt and pepper, and he would put them on white bread with the bone and everything. You had to eat around the pork chop with the white bread for like $2. I must have ate 15 of them. I'm like, God bless America, Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? Fucking pork chop outside. And I went home going, man, I'm going to be fucking sick on that plane tomorrow. Went home tip-top magoo. The guy used nice pork chops, thin, and he fried them, and he just gave him Wonder bread. Didn't go out of his way to get you Italian
Mustard,
bread. Didn't even
anything?
matter. Huh?
Mustard?
Does
Anything?
it fucking matter?
Yes,
You
it
think the guy
matters.
had Grey Poupon? He's black. He's lucky.
No, just French and yellow sounds good.
No.
Are you a sauce queen?
I'm a mustard whore. I'll fuck up. The only mustard I'm not really a huge fan of is honey mustard. Everything else I love.
Yeah.
Next time you get a nice turkey burger, grill it and put a little mustard on it with red onion
Love it.
and a tomato. I had a
I'll do
girlfriend
that
that used
4
to
days a
make
week.
that
Maybe
shit.
some jalapenos.
I hate fucking turkey burgers, but this chick made a nasty turkey burger
Oh,
with
dude.
mustard and a little fucking whatever.
dude, I went to a Chinese place that had a Chinese, the mustard you get at Chinese restaurants?
Yeah.
They made a martini with that flavor.
No way.
And they gave you the mustard with the wontons to dip in as you were drinking it.
That's
It was
wild.
I'm not a drinker. That was the coolest thing I've ever
That is
fucking
cool.
had.
That is fucking cool.
Oh, it was delicious. And
Well,
it
they
tasted,
have wasabi almonds. You ever one of those motherfuckers
oh,
at
those
night?
are my favorite.
Oh, shit. Those
Those
motherfuckers
wasabi
are
soy
good.
almonds.
Those green little
Oh
bags.
yeah, those are good.
But you can't get the Walmart kind. Those taste like ass.
No.
I tried to save some money.
The
and
fuck
those
is
taste
wrong
like
with
ass.
you?
No way.
The fuck is this what I'm
Those
talking
green
about?
bags get expensive. That
You trying to
Walmart-
save $1. for
No,
this.
it's way more than $1. Walmart gives you a bag of 100 million for like $3.
No, so
And
what?
you can taste it. I didn't finish it, and you know me. But those,
No. The other company is fucking spot on with those. They're
Yes, they
spot.
are. They really
like after
are.
bag, you gotta like fucking drink something and then go back to them. They're fucking heavy duty.
yeah, I pretend like they're healthy when I get them on the road.
Oh yeah. That's what you do at 2
Yeah,
in the
those are
morning.
vegetables.
I'm like, I'm like,
One
I
bag
need my
is
protein.
healthy. One little bag is healthy.
Yeah.
22 of them. You're going into a different fucking league.
I get the display.
Trust me, I do the same thing.
Those are good. Fuck. What's your favorite like road snack? Do you eat like snacks when you're driving through Texas? Or do
Oh
you,
yeah, I love Buc-ee's. Have you been to Buc-ee's?
he gets so.
Don't get us started.
What happened?
He
Listen.
gets so. I was gonna wear the
Listen.
sweatshirt today, but I didn't want to get yelled at twice.
Just because you go to Buc-ee's is good. He's 38 with a
what do you
fucking
mean?
Buc-ee's
We're the
shirt
same
on.
age. Do you have any Buc-ee's
You might as well
merch?
be-
Are you kidding? I have boxers. I have like lounge pants. I
Buc-ee's is the
have
best.
workout shorts.
And
I want to. I have 2 pairs of sweatpants. I want to get the slides. Like
I love Buc-ee's.
I want to get
but
married in a Buc-ee's wedding dress. Like
Do
I'm
it.
not.
They have them. They have them for sure. Listen, the food's okay.
I have a Buc-ee's thong. I got a Buc-ee's
You-
garter
she's
belt.
not
I got
joking.
Buc-ee's tampons. Like I want Buc-ee's everywhere.
You got Bucky everything.
I want Buc-ee's everywhere.
You're all bucked up.
Yeah, I'm bucked up. Yeah,
You're all bucked up.
yeah.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm not bad. I'm going to Bucky. He made fun of my sweatshirt.
Because you're a grown man.
But literally, I
You
literally.
got like Captain
Dude, I
Video on
can't
there
tell
or
you.
something.
If you go to I'll be around the country and they'll be like, Buc-ee's. If you wear this in Texas, I'm like fucking whatever it is, Canelo, wherever in Mexico. Like it is, they love Buc-ee's. in
Yeah,
Texas.
dude.
You
I
can't
look
fuck with Buc-ee's.
when
So let
I
me buy
looked.
a Bucky shirt so I'm liked.
Yeah,
Who gives a
a
fuck?
little bit,
Dude,
yeah.
I
At
look-
least she's got underwear. Nobody
keep-
knows to know what's under there.
You keep telling me
I'll wear
I'm
those
gonna
on the
go
outside.
places and they're gonna be like, "Can I touch it? I've never met a Jew before. I'm trying to be a friendly Jew in a Buc-ee's sweatshirt."
Well, that Bucky's ain't gonna make you any. It might as well put a Bucky shirt.
honestly,
on.
I looked like the Buc-ee's logo growing up, so I'm very like. I feel very attached to that brand.
That's a cool.
Rachel, you're a cool motherfucker. You really are. I felt great having you today.
Thank you
When
so
I
much.
saw you in town, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna give her a holler Just wanted to see you, you know.
I love when you call me Uncle
Yeah,
Joey.
yeah, I call you and you're like, call
He
me
checks
more
up on me.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, just call you because you're fucking family. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
You're family.
I love you, Uncle Joey.
I'll never forget one time just Kim Condon moved back to Orlando, right? And I go, Kim, I'm doing a show in Miami. Do you want to open for me? And like 2 hours later, I look on Twitter and it's like, it's always a good day when Uncle Joey calls you for breakfast. And I'm like, these are my girls.
Yeah.
These
We
are my-
love you.
I love those girls. And the crazy Jewish Puerto Rican,
Let's fucking go.
she's on her own.
Sarah?
Yes.
I love her.
Because you have yin and yang there.
Yeah,
You
no.
have Kim.
They're great.
They're great
they're great
together.
together.
That's one of my favorite.
And I feel like I'm like a combination of both of them. So when you get the three of us together, it's like,
they're
it's so
good girls,
fun.
man. It's good to see that you guys are still. See, how many fucking girls went through the store?
No, I'm telling you.
With the bull. That's why I'm saying to you. Every month, a hot girl came. Do you remember Barbie Orr?
No, I
That
didn't.
was
That
way
was before my
your time.
time.
She'd come
Yeah.
on Sundays in a Porsche, and she had fake tits, but the vein went through the tit like a bodybuilder.
Oh my God.
Like she was a bodybuilder. Now, she really wasn't a bodybuilder, but she had the tit, and the doctor cut the vein wrong. So the vein went right through her tit, and it was like cut. She was cut. Tits were like little hard balls, like little Spalding balls. So that vein, she was thin. But like, he was a girl that came. There were so many women that called themselves stand-up, and they come up one day a week, and there was always bullshit. And then you saw the girls that were there battling it out, fucking getting hit on every night, fucking tortured, have to follow this. And you look at those women, after a while, man, you start respecting them a lot more. You're like, any guy could do this till 2 a.m. Look at these women, still banging it up here, fucking hanging out, trying to get a fallout and shit, you know.
We love it.
It's
We're
a
addicted.
different fucking world. So
Yeah.
I really appreciate you. And I appreciate, like, when you were working with Felipe, like, you had this little buzz, Wolfie. So
I really appreciate both of you guys. Have always supported me since I started.
man. Listen, you're like daughters now. You guys are like daughters. Like, I got 12-year-old. I told you I had a Punisher, and I feel fucking terrible. But what am I going to do? I got to do something. I don't yell at her. I don't hit her. You know, I give her what she wants, and then, you know, this shit. So I was like, you got to go down for 2 weeks, and we're taking all the makeup now. Now you're done. You want to dress up like...
But when she gets older, she'll appreciate that, because now looking back, I appreciate the times when my dad was hard on me.
Yeah, no, you have not... I'm not fucking kicking her in the stomach and calling her a bitch or nothing. Not even close.
But, you know.
When I caught her, I didn't even say nothing. I went and took a shower first, so cooler heads prevailed. Because I was upset because I didn't tell her once. I didn't tell her twice. My mother told her twice, and then I told her again, Mercy, you're too young, baby. You could do this stuff. Just don't put that on your eyes, because I'm going to get a call from the school that I'm allowing Wonder Woman to go to fucking school with that white shit on your eyes. So today when she was putting it on in school, and she forgot to take it off. So when she came in, I was sitting there with my wife, and I just looked at her, and I'm like, God damn it. And she had forgotten until she started talking to me. I could see it in her face. And I remember looking at her, like, oh, Mercy, you put that on your face. And she's like, I'm sorry, Dad. I just didn't say nothing. But it reminded me, when I was in the 8th grade, I was walking home with a kid that smoked. Bad motherfucker, yeah. Smoking, coughing, smoking. And all of a sudden we look up, and his mother was right there. I'll never forget that. And he went to spit the cigarette out, but the cigarette stuck to his lip. And his mother's like, just make sure you're home for dinner. And he's like, all right, I will. And the cigarette was there the whole time. She didn't say a fucking word. When he got home, his father was waiting for him with 6 cartons of cigarettes, a box of tobacco. They gave him everything. He had to sit there. They still have pictures of him. Fucking. Puke all over the table. They made him smoke fucking till from 3:30. He smoked till like midnight.
Yeah.
Well, now he's dead.
Oh, well.
He died shortly after that. Dead. So hopefully I'll see you next week.
Oh, yeah.
And I got to tell you something, man. I've seen you grow up. You look beautiful. You've
Thank
grown
you.
up to be a beautiful woman, like a Ally McGraw. You're like a 70s fucking heartthrob. You know what I'm saying? The hair is beautiful.
Uncle Joey.
So I'm happy you're still doing this. I'm very proud of you. And I'm happy you stopped by and got a shot and tortured Lee a little bit. Brad Armpit, that's fucking hysterical. That is hysterical.
Listen.
You got any dates you want to push on here, beautiful?
Just follow me on Instagram, social media, and you'll see where I'm at and where I'm going. So, yeah,
All right.
at Rachel Wolfson, at Wolfie Comedy, all the things.
Wolfie.
Yeah.
I love that shit. Wolfie is Eddie Munster's teddy bear.
Oh,
I
is
used to
it?
date a girl that her vagina looked like Wolfie, the teddy bear, and I said it on stage. And
Yeah.
I didn't know she was in the OR that night. And she got offended.
Yeah, that's where my name comes from. It's a tribute to
Wolfie.
that Uncle Joey.
I love Wolfie. Where you at, Lee?
2 big shows this week. September 26th, I'm headlining the Dojo. George got the poster. It's going to be a great show. Go to tipscomedy.com for that. And then Wednesday, I'm going to be at the New York Comedy Club, Upper West Side, doing
Look at
stand-up
you.
on the spot. So
Look at Lisa.
a lot of other shows around the city this week.
Yeah.
It's a busy week. But those 2, I'll be in Brooklyn. I'll be in Greenwich Village. So a lot of shows this week. Very excited.
I'll be in one place. Wednesday night, I'm in West Nyack, New York. The wait list is still there, and I'm back there all October 8th, but we'll get to that. Just focus on this Wednesday. Besides that, I got Dick. I got November 8th, D.C. at the casino. Yeah, Levity Live. I got, no, that's not the casino. The November 8th, it's at, where the fuck is it? D.C. something. Who gives a fuck?
DC.
Virginia is December 5th. November 25th is Philadelphia, the night before Thanksgiving. That's always on fucking top. You know what I'm saying? Tip top. So beside that, I got nothing. I want to thank my little angel Rachel. I want to thank Lee Sayat and everybody in crew here. And I want to thank you guys and to all the Jews in the struggle. Happy Rosh Hashanah. Stay black, motherfuckers. Don't ever forget. Have a great week. What's up, beautiful people? Uncle Joey here. Let me ask you a question. You know, we do certain things. We get hungry, we want a little bit of sugar. And if you want that taste from your childhood without the sugar headache, it's time for Magic Spoon. Ooh, Magic Spoon is the cereal you used to eat on Saturday mornings, but built it for your old person metabolism. Magic Spoon's got 13 grams of protein. That's right. 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs. Are you kidding me or what? Wait till you taste it. You think you hear a little kid and your grandmother's going to come up and give you $1 out of her stinky bra? You ever have those situations? Now, if you're running out the door and you skip the milk, grab their treat cereal bars that you can take on the go, Jack. Each bar has 12 grams of protein, so you'll stay full until lunch break. Who's better than you? Nobody. What we're going to do here is get you $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/church, CHURCH, or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/church for $5 off, all right? Thank you for eating Magic Spoon.